people around here are still just walking around like nothing's going on. Yeah.
Mhm.
Right.
Speaking of walking around like nothing's going on, I just
Hey!
wanna start up
It's a
D&D. It's the
segue.
segue of the day. All right.
Yay!
All right. So after the past few sessions, you guys have made your way to the Hopsmiller estate, met the family, and uncovered some of the secrets that some of them were keeping deep under the earth. You're on a mission from Calypso, the Queen of Liberty, and her Azorius Guild Justicar Lizette to help Prunus, the Minister of Antiquities, recover the lost hookah artifact said to be used by the ancient psionic sages to trap elemental tricksters. I wonder who that could be. On a parallel path, Zagana, the Council Minister of Life Science and Nature, tasked you with preventing the return of the Spirit Naga that you guys fought and temporarily killed beneath the Flatland Brewhouse. Short Expectations did some reconnaissance at Hopsmiller Meadery and Castle, then ventured into the Centaur Forest and Sunken City. There you battled some banshees and assassins guarding the entrance to the Black Market Society, led by a wizard named Edmund and his Animalian assassins, Fathom and Styx. You met a mysterious inventor named Lilith, or LB, that was hiding out there. She introduced you to a new form of magic called edification, and revealed that she was the designer of the airship blueprints that were in Genevieve's possession when she was arrested. So you guys left the Black Market Society with the prospect of perhaps jailbreaking Othmal from Panopticon in the future, and returned to the the meadery with a disguised Lilith, and then took the carriage ride to Hopsmiller Castle. You snuck in and made your way through the Hopsmiller family tomb, which was lined in that residuum stone that kept you guys from casting spells. Then you've discovered a cavern of child slaves, mind controlled with a little yellow cube they called vitamins, while they toil underground brewing and bottling a strange concoction of wine that contains some unsavory contents. You befriended a little girl you called Lynn by pretending to be ghosts, and then managed to overhear a conversation when you went up the railroad tracks between Bastion, Count Zazonia, and Nico Orzov. It seems that they were all in on it. So you went up into dun dun dun. You've made your way past them up into the castle and met with Cece. You did a genealogy puzzle inside an adamantine lock, and meanwhile opened up a portal to Otherwhere at the bottom of an elevator shaft in a shrine to a lich. And then Cece, you and Lindell were trapped upstairs while Safkeen, Jen, and Xavier battled the monsters. Eventually, you guys got back together, and you disappeared from this plane through a black hole that formed up, swallowing up the center of the room as you destroyed the Mind Stone. So you regrouped, got some magic items from the vault, and Trostani, Lizette, and Ardell and an army of guards swooped in to help you all. You met a new character named Dream Speaker Eudora that helped to reverse the spell that the vitamins had on the children with some of her social workers. There was a message written on the ceiling in blood that read, "The first seal is broken." So you made your way back to the meadery. The guards had arrested Count Caesonia and Nico Orzov, but Bastion had escaped. You retrieved Lilith and made your way to the Colchester mansion, and upon returning, you noticed that many people were leaving the island, and the signal tower outside, where Jimothy and Kimothy Rando work, is closed off. Carlton Clarence was also mysteriously missing, adding to the day's frustration for you all. So you had a conversation over dinner. Eudora revealed that the Spirit Naga is immune to being charmed and can only be defeated with a wish spell to prevent its return. She added that the Leoman's secret chest spell prevents anyone but the caster from using the demi chest, which was on Xavier, to return the real one from the ethereal plane. So after producing the dummy chest that you need, you have to come up with a plan to convince or force Grimmfang, the spirit naga, to touch and return the real chest that may contain the lost hookah with Foreteller trapped inside. You all went to bed. Eudora kept watch for the evening. The sun came up the next day, and the familiar bells of the harbor outside rouse you gently from your long rest. So make sure you guys all got your long rest. Finally. Eudora is waiting in the foyer with Lilith and Seb, the robot, when you all come downstairs. They look concerned but quiet until you hear a knock at the door, and then another. Will you go check and see who it is?
So it's just Lindell and Jen and Seth Keen in the house, right?
Xavier's down there too.
And Xavier's there too. Lindell probably doesn't even wake up because she's on like the super top floor, so she probably doesn't even hear it.
Oh, I just said that you guys all woke up and came down into the foyer. Just
okay. We're all
kind of speed it along a little bit.
So it's like 10 a.m. Like it's like later morning.
Yeah, like mid to late morning at this point, I'd say.
Okay.
The knocks continue.
Well, should we answer that? Should someone send Sam to go get the door, or do one of you want to get it?
Send Frankie.
Where's Carlton? He should be here by now. He said he was going to start work just after sunrise. Oh, maybe it's Carlton at the door.
Another knock at the door. They're not increasing in intensity.
Fine, I'll go. And
all right. So Lindell goes.
To the front door.
Xavier kind of follows behind. The rest of you kind of peek around the corner. All right, let me close that. All right, and you open up the door to reveal. Let's see here. Okay. You open the door and you see at the stoop on the porch outside the mansion, there's a pile of small stones. Across the kind of rooted up yard that's still not planted, on the other side of your fence, you see Jenica Donlux, who is the lead of the Harbor Town Guard, and two of her guards waiting outside on either side of her, beyond the gate on the boardwalk. One of the guards picks up another stone and gets ready to throw it. And she says, wait, hold. You there? May we enter?
Why are you throwing rocks at our front door?
You hear a little voice yell out, Lindell? And you can see on the other side behind, just a little bit further behind, are Trustani, Juniper, and Little Lynn that are waving from beyond the fence on the boardwalk.
Oh my gosh, it's like an NPC reunion. Everyone, come on
Trustani
in.
lifts
please,
up Lynn,
yes.
puts her on his shoulders so that she can see, and she starts waving wildly.
Oh my goodness. Yes, everyone come in. Saf Keen, put the kettle on. We're having guests.
Okay,
Jen,
so you
make
let
sure
them
you
in.
have pants on.
Wait,
Yeah.
David.
I'm just looking through my notes, and I love that my favorite note of all of last session was the seal is unbroken, and my immediate next note is Jen tries to cheer up the children by using illusion magic to show them a seal that is unbroken, like a
A seal. And actually, I feel bad. I need to mention it. In the fan art cover for that episode, I accidentally made it Trustani that was removing the thing from the ceiling, but it was actually Jen that did it. So I'm sorry, I got that wrong. I rewatched it later, and I was like, that wasn't him, it was her. Sorry.
You never get
Didn't mean to
credit
steal
for
that
anything
moment.
I do. Until now. Until now.
A little detail, so sorry. Jenica raises her arm, stopping the guard from throwing another stone, and over the fence she says, "We have news of the spirit Naga and your new bodyguard." She
Yes,
sounds a
yes, I
little
said
bit,
that. Come in, come in, come in, come in, come on,
perturbed.
everyone, come in. Yes, after
Yeah,
you. Yes, nice to see
Clarence.
you. Yes, come on in. Yes, come on in.
Okay, so
Clarence?
everybody makes their way inside the mansion.
Is
And
Carlton here
before
as
you can
well?
shut the door, no, Carlson is not there, but it is Trustani, Lynn, Juniper, Don Lux, and 2 guards.
He's
But
gone
you
up.
notice behind them, running up the boardwalk, a familiar woman in a black dress with colorful embroidery on the outside. You
Just waving a sword.
you're running up the boardwalk, and you
Am
can
I?
see there's a horde of people now making their way up the path towards the front of the mansion.
Are we having a party? Is this a party?
It's you! Did you just hear that? She, like, Linda, like, runs down the front step and just, like,
I'll just
tackles
muscle
you.
in front of all the NPCs I don't care about. Just. But,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
oh, are we having a party?
Oh my gosh!
Oh, I get to
Are you
hug
okay?
little tiny
Are you
Lindell.
okay? She like holds her face and like, well, I guess she like brings her face down to hold her face and like checks to make sure she's not injured and like looks under her cloak and be like, "Are you okay? Are you injured? Do you have tentacles? You know what happened? Where is everything?"
Ooh, tentacles. That's a new one. I'm fine. It was fine. It was.
Oh,
It's other
what
weird.
you mean?
I'm fine.
You mean like the Ellis? He has a tentacle arm. Xavier goes over and starts inspecting you, looking around for tentacles.
No, no tentacle arms. They don't really do that in Otherwear. Wait, do we get? Are you out here, Jen? Yes. Yeah, I'm fine. It's Otherwear. Yeah.
Xavier reaches up and tugs on your dress. If you find a tentacle, can I have it?
Yes, Xavier.
I'm always
I
looking
promise,
for samples.
I promise all tentacle arms to you.
Oh,
my sweet tree friend.
Meta pigeon. You picked up some samples.
Oh shit, Xavier! I picked up some samples. Should we wait till Kit's here? I'll give Xavier my samples. I forgot. That wasn't in my notes.
I'm gonna write down. I'll write down a note for Xavier.
Xavier gets some Eidolon ash, and what else did I kill down there? There was something else. I don't know. I was kind of tipsy when we roleplayed that.
There's 2 samples of Eidolon ash and 2 samples of ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. Ghost. That's right. Ghost.
Thanks, you.
Well, come in.
Oh, wait, everybody's at. Where's Soft Keen? Where's.
She's in the
She's
kitchen.
inside
should go
putting
back.
the kettle on. We're having guests. Come on, let's go, let's go.
Why
Did you
are
have
all
breakfast? Do
these
you eat?
people
Are you
here?
hungry? Do you need something to drink? You know, when was the last time you sat
I-
down? Do you need a rest? How are you?
I'm not really sure what day it is. What day is it?
Well,
Day of the
let's
Pocket
go
Watch?
to the orb of time, shall we?
Yeah. Yeah.
All
Not
right,
sure.
moving to the orb of time. It
Is
is
it
the yes. It is
month
currently
of
the.
Smith, the day
Mhm.
of Thursday.
It is
the
actually
19th
now
in the evening.
Friday.
Oh, Friday.
It is mid-morning of Friday. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Sorry.
Oh, it's all right. I got it. Shabam. Yeah, mid-morning of Friday around, let's say 9, in the month of Smith.
Do
And
we have to move
what
everything
day
else
did
up
I?
one day?
Oh yeah, there's all these timers.
All these
Okay,
other little
yeah.
like.
I think you guys can maybe control those so if you want to move them a tick.
Did-
I'm
did
not
I
gonna
jump
touch
into
anything 'cause I'm gonna
Otherwear?
mess with it.
Okay.
Did I jump into Otherwear on Thursday? When did I?
Yes, it was the
It's-
evening of Thursday.
You've been there
It's
for
only
like
been 24
about
hours.
12 hours, maybe.
What?
You guys set
I'm
out
actually
from the
shocked by
meadery.
that.
The previous morning, you set out from the meadery and went
Yeah,
towards
like-
the Centaur Woods.
obviously we were super distraught
Ooh.
that you were fed into Otherway, and there's a portal, and then the castle's collapsing, and then an army of people came to rescue the children, which were a bunch of social workers. It was wonderful.
I
And
already
then we're
moved
like,
those.
Oh, you already did
my
them?
gosh.
Okay.
I was like, oh my
I-
gosh, we're so exhausted. Sent you a message, make sure you're still alive. And then we're like, Kate, we're going home, we're going to bed. And we all came back here with Lilith, and she worked on Seba a little bit, and Carlton Clarence has been missing. And we went to bed. And then we just woke up, and
Did
you
I-
were here. And so was everyone else.
Did I answer the message?
Yes, you did. You said,
Yes. Yeah, you did.
This was last night, so I clearly remember what you said.
Okay.
That you'd be able to handle yourself.
Yes, thank
Yeah,
you,
it
Jen.
was fine,
That's
yeah.
Yep, that's what she said. Yep.
I thought I was gone for like 2 days. You know, time gets weird and other weird. You know, there's just chaos and black magic. But hey, this is much better. Much better. I've only been gone 12 hours. That means we're not going to die suddenly. We're doing a good job.
Just gonna pause that right there. Safkin, I found you.
Sofkin, I found me!
Jenica leans up against one of the walls and just folds her arms and just kind of stares, waiting for you guys to acknowledge that she has information.
Yes,
Who
no,
are
no,
you?
Jenica. First thing first. Let's get the kettle. Everyone inside. Come on, everyone inside. Let's go. Everyone
Yes,
inside.
we're here. Can we get on with it?
Please.
Yeah.
Safkin will come out of the kitchen and she'll have like a plate of biscuits in one hand, and she'll have like a kettle in the other, and like she probably doesn't have enough hands to balance like cups and stuff, so she's probably got those behind her. So yeah, she'll come out and she'll see you, and she's literally just gonna like drop everything on the floor and just like
Oh,
run
biscuits!
at her. And just
Don't
like
stab yourself.
like,
I'm carrying your sword. If you's getting grabbed again, she's got to hold the sword out to the side so nobody gets stabbed. I'm literally holding your sword. Oh, hey, Soph, it's only been 12 hours. It's okay. Don't cut yourself.
gonna like
The biscuits.
hit you down. And like
Oh.
again, like hold your face and not like to squish it, but just like kind of gently, just to like check that you're okay and you're you. And also,
I
like,
don't even
this
have any
is-
tentacle arms.
So, like,
Safkin, roll a perception check.
rub at her face. Oh,
Perception. I don't have any tentacle arms, I promise.
Actually, no. Let's do investigation for this one.
Why?
No.
I don't want investigation. My investigation sucks.
Okay, I'll let you choose. That's fine. Perception works too.
Oh yeah. While everyone's kind of walking in, can Lindell just take like a quick measure of everyone's personality and just to see if anyone's acting weird? Like if
Go
anyone
ahead and
looks
roll
like
an
they're being mind controlled or like anything like that.
Let's say, who do you want to focus on for this?
I want to just like stand after she like shakes out of the you thing. She just wants to look at every single new person that's
Okay.
coming into their house because any of
ro-
them could be
roll
fucking
me-
Spirit Naga.
That's
Mm.
fine. Just roll me 2 insight checks. Just 2.
Inside checks.
Yep, it'll be kind of like a skilly type thing. Safkin, how'd you do?
21.
21. You notice that you has a new tattoo.
I do.
He will like
Tattoos are hot.
keep that to talk about to her at another point. And she's just gonna like, yeah, you can see she's got like tears in her eyes, and she's just gonna like scrub at her eyes slightly, and then just like look at you and just be like, I'm real glad you're back.
You're freaking you out. No, it's okay. Why? It's only 12 hours, apparently, according to Lindell. It's fine. We'll pat you all over. It's okay.
Would you like
Look,
to
I
roll
found
a
your sword.
perception or investigation check?
Me? No. What, me? No.
Okay.
Look, I just jumped into Otherwhere, you know. It's like, I wouldn't be worried about you if you jumped into the ocean. You shouldn't be worried about me when I jump into Otherwhere. It's my natural habitat.
I know, but I worry a word anyway. I'm glad you're
Oh,
back.
that's so sweet. Yu's just gonna give you a big hug. Nobody
Not
ever worries
that
about me when I go to hell. Mm.
Also,
Oh,
David,
yeah.
as I said,
That's right.
Now then,
David,
yes.
David, I sent you something.
Oh, you did? On Messenger? No, on
No.
Discord?
Yes. Just
Open up Discord.
Anyway, here's your sword. I promised you I'd get it back. And now the demons don't have it anymore.
she'll take the sword and she'll sort of look at it. And then look
That's
back
a
up at
lot
you.
heavier than it looks, Sofkeen. Little spindly necromancer girl. I don't have a sword.
Like, thank you. It means more to me that you're back. But thank you for the sword.
Another hug. Nobody ever worries about me when I go to hell. Aw.
Lindell just kind of like pouts and like, I was worried too.
Oh, I know. You guys, I really wanted to bring everybody a gift back from Otherwhere, but it was all just like rocks full of black magic. And I was looking, but maybe Xavier will share his Eidolon Ash.
That's all
It's
right.
pretty much just
wants
ectoplasm in there.
Lana.
I actually, when I was role playing it with David, I was trying to find Omiyage for you guys. And it's like nobody wants any of this.
Yep. Cursed rock? Nope. Cursed rock? Nope. Cursed rock? Nope.
Xavier looks over to Lindell and says, "You can have some if you eat it."
Don't, nope. Get between, nope. Lindell,
It's
never
for
eat anything
science.
from it. Nope, nothing from Otherwhere
But
goes in your
Xavier
mouth.
says, but okay. Fine. Just wanna-
Having been possessed, I highly advise against it.
Yeah, we can't have. Oh, Jen, we have to talk about the evil portal in our basement. Not now, though.
Which one?
In front of whoever. Yeah, exactly. Lindell. Exactly.
Could you be more specific as to which evil portal?
I know. But who are all these strangers in our house? I haven't met some of these people, right?
Yeah, Trustani comes over. "Oh, you know me, of course. You, good to see you back. I heard you had a trip.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust this
How'd
guy.
how'd that
This
insight
here
go,
is little
David?
Lynn. Yeah, what's that?
How'd the insight go? I got a 16
Go
and
ahead.
then a 12.
16 and a 12. Okay. Your insight shows that two people are very eager to share information with you. One of them is Juniper, who is a little bit more hesitant.
Yeah, how is she
the
like
other is-
mental? She's walking and like upright and
She looks lucid, yes, and that she looks like, you know, she's just kind of looking around like the kind of person that has something she wants to say, but is holding it back, maybe because of current company. The other
Okay.
person is very forceful, easy to tell. Jenica has some stuff to say, and she's eager to get out of there.
okay. No one is acting like walking around and be like, "What is this? What's a fork? I've never seen a fork before." Type of like weird acting or anything
No,
like
you don't
that.
pick up any.
Okay,
like that.
cool. Sorry, keep
Is
going.
Carlton with them?
Carlton is not with them.
Oh, okay.
Should I
Jenica, you
call
said
him?
you
I
had
can
things
send him a
on Carlton.
message.
He's not here. He wasn't here when we came back either.
That's what I'm trying to tell you about. Again, with
Oh.
Jenica Dawnlux,
Was he
I
stolen?
arrested you once.
Oh yeah, you're the one with the muscles,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Now then, I know that you've poached one of my ranks recently to have a glorified bodyguard. Thank you for that. It's been difficult to replace him.
More like a
On the other hand,
stormtrooper,
his life may be in danger. Have you seen either Kimothy or Jimothy Rando from the signal tower outside?
No.
Not
Last
when
they
we
were
came
seen,
back.
they were in a drunken stupor carrying a weird bottle of wine. and they were seen heckling this house. Carlton went with them,
That's
and
when
he
guys
has
are
not
gonna
been
slide
seen
over
since.
to you because she's giving
However,
that goblin one.
My
Could
troops,
I give them that bottle?
my
Give them
troops
that
have been keeping watch on these sewer entrance, where you were in that subterranean chamber that Mildred was found. My troops have gone missing. We have word that they were last seen with Carlton Clarence, Jimothy Rando, and Kimothy Rando. We have reason to believe they are in the sewers. We don't know why. But I can only guess that maybe this creature has returned.
Can you give us a clear indication of which areas you think they might be in if we need to go and find them?
I have been instructed per Trostani to hold. Yes, due to the nature of this creature, I recommend we come up with a plan of attack. I know Dream Speaker, you filled them in on the details. Yes. Except for this one. And she points to you. Perhaps you can help fill her in. It's very strange. You notice her mouth is not moving. You hear her voice in your head.
Just like
Is this
earlier
the
this
very
morning.
pretty
I'm
tiefling
over
lady?
this.
Yes, pink tiefling with like little ornate, like steampunky type glasses on, some decorations hanging from the horns, fair skin, and these tattoos on her face that illuminate almost like a white light from her skin.
Works in child welfare.
Works in child
This is
welfare, heavy
literally-
robes.
This is literally like the third person who's talked to you this day without moving their lips. Should I do like an insanity check? I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Are you saying this out loud?
No, I mean as a character, like this is literally like the third person a day that has talked to me without moving their lips.
Sure. I mean, if you would like to do.
You wants to know if this is a normal Librany thing, because this has never happened to her
roll
before.
a history check.
A history, a 2.
History or religion? You can do religion if you'd like.
A
Does it make a
religion,
2
then
any
it's a
better?
10. Yeah,
10.
it's a 10.
Ooh.
I mean, you're aware of people that have that ability, but you don't know why or what the connection
Why do
is.
so many of them keep doing it to me? I hear voices in my head since landing in Librany every day. She's losing her goddamn mind.
Which, did you ever
Alright.
book that date, by the way?
Oh god, wasn't that like 10 days ago?
Yeah, it was
Are we
only
still
like
doing
2
that?
or
That was
3.
like 2 or
Like 2.
3 days ago, maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
Time is weird and otherwhere, Lindell. We'll deal with that later.
Okay, sorry.
Jenica jumps in and just says, I've given you the information. I'm off. I will go secure the entrance to the sewer. Anything that comes out will get its head chopped off. In the meantime, if you need our assistance, that's where we'll be. Troops, and she turns and walks and leaves.
Wait.
Yeah, what?
Question. When we came back yesterday, why was everyone fleeing the city?
We're not sure. We're still trying to find out the reason for the mass exodus from Librany.
There's a max. What about the dead bodies they're taking up to the Pharaohs? You know, Merryweather?
What? Wait, what?
What?
You,
Dead
really
body?
quick, for past events, I need you to roll a perception check.
Dead bodies.
Was I not perceiving things as I left the fair?
I needed you to roll that check last night, but it's okay. We'll just do it right now to see.
Oops. I might not have been perceiving things well. 15.
15.
I
Yeah, they
very
weren't
much
trying to
feel
hide
like
it.
Doctor Who.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you real quick.
Things were timey-wimey. What?
Maybe no dead bodies. Maybe we don't know about the dead bodies.
There's a video.
Grave
Did you
diggers.
see that? Sorry.
Huh?
Did they
It's a video
upload like
delay.
their session video?
Yeah.
Well, that's cheating. We shouldn't go watch it.
No,
Zeta
no
came back
spoiler.
later in her own video.
Did I come? We didn't record my thing. I don't think. Because I was drinking wine on the couch.
Between your two videos,
Oh,
though, there's a
sorry.
lag. It's really interesting.
Oh, interesting. What was I saying about the pharaoh? Oh, yeah.
Dead body.
You know, the black spot. There was a spot on the hand with the tendrils. I don't know what the victims are. I'm just saying. Wait, what was I saying? It has only been 12
outside
hours.
the Pharaohs. Into the Pharaohs or out of the Pharaohs? That's a very important question.
I came out of the pharaohs. They were going into the pharaohs with bodies and black spots on hands, tendrily. I just wanted to bring the sword back to Sofkeen. What?
Is there a play?
Black spots?
Oh, David, you're sorry. I think you might be muted or something.
No, Mike.
Yeah, your mic's not on, David. I can hear you.
Okay. Yeah, Lilith jumps in really quickly in a high voice and says, "Who was it?" And everybody just kind of looks at her like, "What?"
You know, one of those stupid names from Liberty.
What was his name?
Merryweather? Merryweather?
She.
Was that the one that was in the note? That name was in the note. Who has the note?
No, it was Merryweather, right? I think. Oh gosh, it was a full 4 hours ago.
Lilith kind of looks around and hangs her head low and just walks out of the room.
Lilith, you're LB. You wrote the note. Come back here.
Wait, have we heard the name Merryweather before? I thought
Yes,
it kind of
it's in that remember that note that like ended on our doorstep?
Hi, Jenica.
Oh.
Bye. Ciao. See
Bye,
you.
Jenica.
Jenica
Don't
goes
arrest
for
us
her
again.
sword and draws it. Who was that woman?
She's a boarder. She's homeless. She is literally nobody. We took her in because we're sporting chaps.
What was the name?
Liliana.
Are you talking to me?
I'm pretty sure it was Liliana. I'm pretty sure.
Liliana.
Yeah, you know, we
a-
care so
Roll a
much.
deception check, each of you individually.
care so much.
Can I just help, Jen?
Lindell wants to have loads of friends.
Yeah, I'll allow it. That's fine. So
What
with
does helping
advantage.
do? Gives me advantage? Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
She
that's
tried
good that we
to,
have advantage.
Tried to poach the cart driver, that old guy.
11.
Oh.
She draws her sword. The
Whoa,
name.
whoa, what?
What is happening? Whose name?
No.
Who's getting a sword drawn on them? I'm very confused. I think you is literally confused.
Dax, she turns back to one of her guards and says, "Pull out the roster."
Roster?
Is there a problem?
L names. L names with bounty.
While she turns away, Lindell's going to use Channel Divinity to turn invisible and run after this person. Yeah.
Was it Lilith or Liliana? Lilith is the
Lilith
one who
is her
asked what
name.
Merryweather was. Oh,
Yes.
yes, Lilith.
Dream Speaker
I didn't
Eudora.
realize.
Dream Speaker
I didn't realize
Eudora
Lilith
walks
was in the
over
room. Oh.
to Jenica and places a hand on her shoulder.
Do it. Control.
Jenica looks back quickly, and then her eyes kind of go limp.
Oh, thank God.
It's not the one you're looking for.
What is happening?
You can go now. We will send for you if we need your assistance.
Thank you.
She puts her sword back in, turns, and leaves with her guards. The one guard, Dax, is like, "What? Oh, right, Captain." Follows behind. Eudora kind of brushes off her dress and turns and folds her arms.
I think we
That
owe
was
you one.
pretty cool. No, not gonna lie.
Can we program Seb to kill cops that come in here? Because I did not like that.
Seb looks at you and goes,
Yeah, Yeah, Seb, if anybody draws a sword in this foyer ever again, except for Safkeen, you can draw your sword. We love your sword. Anyone else draws a sword in this foyer, you take them out. What the hell?
Or at least
Trust
disarm them.
me.
Disarm anyone who comes in with a sword that's not one of us.
That's right.
Safkeen, you look down and little Lynn is clutching your leg.
Oh, hello.
Why do we have a child?
Trustani reaches down. It's okay, little one. It's all right. There's nothing wrong. Eudora
Safkeen
walks
will,
back
like,
over and
bend down
joins
and-
the rest of you.
So where do we
She'll
go
bend
from
down
here?
and
We
pick Lynn
know
up, and then like
there's
put Lynn on
problems in
her
this.
shoulder.
You can put her on your shoulders.
Yay.
Like,
She just kind of hugs your
Calm her
hair
down.
and then starts playing with it. Pretty.
Soft, did you
Like-
steal a child?
no,
Okay.
we rescued her.
So, Lindell, are you going after Lilith?
Yeah, she'll chase after Lilith.
Okay, easy to catch up with her. She's just kind of walking down the hallway close to the cellar door when you catch up to her. She doesn't see you, and she continues. She's gonna keep walking down this hall.
She's going downstairs?
No, down the hall, around the corner. She's got her head low.
Oh,
Oh,
I
it's
see
like
her up on the
that's-
second floor.
You see some teardrops hit the floor.
Oh, she'll run up to be like, Lilith, are you okay? What's wrong?
She hears a tug and looks and doesn't see anything and goes, "Ah!"
And it only lasts for like 12 seconds, so the instant she screams, it drops on its own accord.
"Ah!"
What? Why are you screaming? What on? Why are you?
You scared me. She wipes the tears away. No,
Do you need a tissue? I don't have one, but I'm sure
it's
literally
fine.
anyone else in my party would.
It's fine. I
That's
left the
real
room. I figured my bounty would not go over well with those gods. I wanted to make my absence in case I made a scene.
Well, Eudora did some kind of like magic mind wipe type thing. You know, you're really important to us. You brought us a lot of information. You were really important to Kat, and we want you to be part of this because we're trying to figure it all out together.
So pure-hearted.
I'm sorry that made you feel sad. That's not fair to you.
Merryweather was special.
Oh?
He was one of the few that cared about the relocation of the Eluxians. We're just complicit.
Okay, this is important plot information. Can you come with me back to the group while you're talking, please?
Yeah.
Um,
You go and
I'll
check
hold your
out,
hands.
sure
Come
the
on.
gods are gone.
Yeah, sure. I'll go. Yes, absolutely.
All Guards are gone.
Meanwhile-
She rejoins the group.
Okay, there we go.
You is
Um,
meanwhile
you-
with Safkeen. Legitimately confused. So you didn't steal a child, and does Lilith live here now? What is happening? It's only been 12 hours. What?
I mean, she doesn't have a room exactly. She slept on the floor yesterday, I think.
Okay. All right.
She's still got a little bit of the disguise kit, like some of the grayish in her hair, and some of the
I mean,
makeup's
she-
rubbing off.
We have
Lilith?
spare
She
rooms,
had a disguise.
I mean, I suppose she could stay. She's got nowhere else to go.
Yeah, she woke
and I
up and the
think-
disguise kit's just in a dishevels.
Oh yeah, we used disguise kit to
Yeah.
cover her up.
Make her look like an old woman.
Right, yeah.
I feel like you just walked into a room of 12 people, and she has no idea why any of them are in our house. Like, what is going on? You guys had a
chance to
busy
explain
night.
Yet, that's why. We don't
No.
know.
Okay. She'll just start
Okay.
picking up biscuits off the floor then. Putting them back on the tray. Served
There we
to
go.
people.
Lindell will pop back
Merryweather.
into the room, be like, does anyone have 2 questions? Are the gods gone? And does anyone have a hanky, tissue, something like that?
I pull out the
You
most
just got
embroidered
embroidered
tissue
things
you've
up
ever
here.
seen.
Lilith
Yeah,
kind of
that's reaching into her
sheepishly
bra
comes
and
back
stuff.
into the room, wiping her face. Thank you.
I want to hear what what was Jen gonna do? Something between her boobs. I definitely want to
She
hear
was
that.
reaching into her bra and then was like,
Oh,
stop. And people's hankies and stopped. Yeah.
We all have handkerchiefs.
That's why I was like, I assume literally everyone except for Lindell would have one. Yeah.
Safkeen has one, but she would, yeah. Safkeen will pass Lynn a biscuit, and then she'll also pass Lilith a biscuit. And then she'll pass everyone else a biscuit as well, of course.
Thank you.
No, eat it!
Right. I'll save it for later. Thank you. Merriweather was a colleague, very instrumental in the uprisings on Aluxia Major. Anyway, just a friend. Sad to
What is it?
hear
You said
that
something
these-
about the relocation?
What's Aluxia Major?
there are two islands, Aluxia Major and Minor. You should know about this. Aren't you one of them?
You's not
Me?
part of the Pharaoh. Common misconception.
Yeah, common misconception. I just have all the tattoos and the uniform, and we use all the same spells, but
Understood. Merriweather was just a powerful ally, a good friend, a bit of a freedom fighter.
yeah.
But it sounds like the black spot has caught him too.
Yeah, what is this black spot?
Well, it sounds like it's claimed the lives of two now.
Is that why people are leaving Liberty?
The last time the black spots appeared, 36 people died.
And when was that?
When I was being hunted by Teachins on Forgefall. I think I
I'm
was one
so
of their
tired.
targets. But they never got me.
But when? How many years? How many hours? Time is very strange.
It was about right before my airship plans were stolen. Maybe a month. And then it all ended. I thought I was safe. I planned to come back to Liberty, and it seems it's followed me here. There's rumor that the black spot is linked to a royal assassin. Someone very dangerous in the employ of the Teachins. That's why I fled here. That's why I needed Kat's help. That's why Arthmol... I'm sorry I've brought this on you all. I should leave.
No, you should be here. You're very important.
Yeah, and we have like 10 spare rooms. So
As long as I'm here, no one is safe. I don't want to put all of you in danger too. Enough people.
We're very good at being in
Oh,
danger.
we're constantly in
yeah,
danger.
well, welcome to the Colchester Mansion. I mean,
That doesn't
that's-
bother us at all.
we're never
We all have
safe
houses
just
built
living
around
here.
us.
Yeah,
true.
it's you're actually in the most dangerous mansion in the city, probably. We have an evil portal downstairs. Jen, we got to talk about that later.
Well, my work is being sought by the Teachian. The fact that it's being held by the Liberty Council probably means that they have refused to release it. He looks at Trustani, and Trustani confirms. Oh no, Calypso is not that airheaded to let Samson and his minions get their hands on something they want so badly. Not without a fight.
Who's Samson? What?
From Teachia.
The one that wanted to hang
Oh.
all of you.
Oh yeah.
Now then, little Lynn, shall we get you back to the orphanage? You all can visit her. She'll be staying on the surface in one of my orphanages that we run on public money that is allotted to my council position. Little Lynn, you can come and visit any time you'd like. Just let me know. Juniper, I assume you'll be staying here. Yes, I have a lot to talk about. Very well. Just watch your health. Ardell will be looking for you. when you're ready to work again. Yes, thank you, Dignitary Trust Honey. All right, then I will make my leave. Little Lynn, come with me. And he reaches up on top of Safkeen to grab her. Bye, everybody. Thank you. My memories are starting to come back, but it's still fuzzy. But I'll tell you all about it when I remember.
Like, take some cookies. Safkeen will give her some cookies.
Oh, she shoves them in her pockets. Thank you. Starts eating them. All right, then, come along.
May I?
Yeah.
I have a question. Two things. First off, I have in my notes earlier that Meriwether is a she.
Yes, you're right. I'm sorry. I've been using the wrong pronoun.
Okay, that's okay. I was
It
like,
is a
we're
she?
talking about different Meriwether.
No, I'm sorry. That was because I saw a dead body and assumed it
You
was
sent
a
a
male.
because you sent a letter to Meriwether.
Yep.
A she
used the wrong
Meriwether, and that was the
pronoun. Yep.
same Meriwether that was listed in Lilith's note, and that's why I was like
Yep.
very confused.
Yep. Nope, you're
That-
right.
The
It's just a little
outborn Meriwether of the
continuity error.
Pharaohs. This is who we're talking about. The same person, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
same person.
and
Okay.
you wouldn't have known if that was male or female, though, right? I just saw a body they called Meriwether coming out of.
Well, and you
they're
just
going
saw the note
with
from
your
Lilith.
with your perception check, I would say since you saw what you saw, you would also notice the gender. That's fine. But
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
female.
I'm sorry. That was my fault. I said he.
That was
though.
my
I'm
mistake.
sorry.
Also,
Sorry,
I'm
I
looking
saw
through
them taking
Lindell's
a
like
woman.
note dropping off little bit. Was Marion or Trajan the one that she has a crush on?
Oh, Marion or Trajan?
Yeah.
Marion
This is
is
a
like
boy.
the reddish-haired, shorter one, and Trajan is the very tall, stoic one.
Did I meet Trajan? I don't.
No.
I think it was Trajan.
Okay.
I think it was Trajan. He was the nice one.
The nicer one. Yeah, Trajan was the nicer one.
Yeah.
The tall,
Lindell would
stoic one.
if you was talking about bodies, then Lindell would definitely be like, you didn't see anyone with like red hair, really cute, like sweet, just by chance.
Oh no, I
You
just
did, yes.
I did.
Yes, the two in the lead that were carrying Meriwether, and were talking to one another were Trajan and Marion.
Oh,
Who
I did.
those names from Ariel. Ariel told you that her.
Yeah, that's why I thought I asked if I met Trajan.
You didn't meet him, but you'd heard the name from Ariel.
Yeah, I think they're fine. They're carrying the dead bodies. They're not the dead bodies.
Just no reason, just checking.
Okay, so now it's Eudora, Lilith, and Juniper in the room with the rest of you guys.
Glad to see you're all alive. Because
Lilith adds, if they are after the ship crew of Genevieve, and now it sounds like Meriwether, they all link back to me. I am at the bottom of this list. I don't know how many more people will die unless I give myself up or leave.
Where to go, though? I feel like it's time to fight. If you want to put an end to this.
It's true, Forgefall was one of the last safe houses I had that the Teachians didn't know about.
I mean,
I could
Lilith, our
go
other
to
option is to get a
Samhain.
ship. What if we can get a ship together, The hammer is here. We just have loose ends to tie up.
We need to round up your crew before the black spot finds them.
I mean, if the black spot is a person, they can't get in here.
I think the black spot is a disease. It sounds like.
I mean, that's pretty close to it. And at the Pharaohs, they're not treating it like a disease. They're just tossing those bodies about. Like we do all the bodies. I mean, not your friend Meriwether. I'm sure she was treated very well.
Lilith squints her eyes a little and says, maybe you're onto something. It seems like the black spot is less a symptom of something and more of a side effect. Maybe it's a poison.
As we're all drinking tea and eating biscuits.
Tea and biscuits are not poisoned.
What if it's in the water supply, Soph?
It
Xavier
was going
kind of
into the water
stoically
supply. That
says
green goop she was putting into the water supply for
poison.
mind control, remember?
that tracks poison. There's a lot of poison in our past. There's the poison in this drink. There's the black spot poison. There's the vitamin poison, or maybe the
beer.
urine wine poison. I don't know. Maybe there's a
I
link.
mean, if it is poison, don't worry. I can eat it because I'm immune to poisons.
Will you
That's
eat
true.
some Eidolon ash for science?
No, I
Nope,
don't
nope,
want it.
don't put
Vivian,
that in
I
your
don't want
mouth.
it.
Again, anything that comes out of Otherweird, do not put it in your
Okay,
mouth.
okay.
Xavier, Jesus.
I'll do it if you give me a platinum.
Technically, Xavier doesn't have a mouth.
That's true.
Don't drink
He
it,
hands
Xavier.
you a
No,
platinum and the vial.
no, no,
Mm-mm.
no.
Lindell, you will catch on
No.
fire from the inside. No.
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 Remember what happened?
Okay, fine.
Lilith,
Why? Okay,
I
wait,
mean,
wait. Go ahead, Jen.
you seem to know what's happening, but you don't know who's the cause. You said it was an assassin, but no idea what they might look like aside from their association.
It's rumors. I don't think anyone has ever seen them. But if they are being poisoned by this assassin, maybe the black spot is what happens after? Maybe it's a dagger point or something. I don't know, but I don't want to wake up with the black spot on my hand, nor do I want any of you.
Yep.
Yeah.
Second hands. Yep.
I don't think I should accompany you on this mission to the sewers. I think it's best if I stay hidden here.
Yeah, definitely.
I can continue to work on Seb for you. Maybe give him some upgrades. Maybe
yes! I've got these drawings of him having these like sword arms for like slashing things, and then I've got another picture where he's got like lightning wings.
Uh-huh.
And
Sure. Well, I'll tell you what. When you come back from this, maybe I can show you some of my ideas.
yeah, I'm so excited. They're in my room. They're done with crayon, but I think they're good.
Great. She takes her goggles and puts them on. Seb, would you accompany me upstairs to the laboratory? And the two of them.
Can you make Seb turn into a food disposer, please? For food waste?
Food disposer. Good idea. I think I can whip something up. So the two of them exit the room. Now it's just Eudora and Juniper. Juniper.
You want to sit down, Juniper?
We need to talk. Can I have some tea? She sips a little bit of tea. Thank you all for coming and getting me from the castle. I have not been myself well, for a while, I suspect now. You know a foreteller, I assume?
Yes, this is
How
what we
do
need to
you
talk
know
about.
foreteller?
I hear him in my head
Huh?
Me too.
day and night. Constantly. Day and night.
Right now?
Been driving me mad. No,
What is he saying?
not now. Not for some hours. I've finally gotten some rest.
What was he
Did
saying?
my mind meld help?
Yes, it did. It calmed me. Thank you.
Did he tell you where he is? We've been trying to find him.
I want to find him too, so badly. For Attila has been returning my memories, which were lost to me. but only a little at a time. I suspect he's getting weak.
Oh.
I must free him so I can restore his power and get those 3 wishes.
This is an odd
My
question.
name is
but
not Juniper.
that's
It's
what I was just gonna
Juniper.
ask. Was there we go. Okay, cool.
I am the daughter of Mildred Hopsmiller, trapped in the body of an orphan stolen by my uncle.
Bastion.
Where do you think
Forced to
your
work in his
body
labor
is?
camp, ascended up into his service. It's disgusting. My uncle has done. He needs to be punished.
This is your Uncle Bastion, is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, just take it.
Were Mildred your mother? Was your mother and your uncle, were they on good terms, or did they hate each other?
They hated each other.
Well, Mildred wasn't a bad person.
Why?
Oh,
Why would Foreteller help you? Who originally entrapped Foreteller? I mean, he's a genie. He's a djinn. He's super powerful.
My mother. Well, I'm not sure originally. He's trapped inside some kind of bizarre smoking device. Foreteller's shown me images of it in my mind. He wants me to get it back. And I
And he's
need
told you.
to kill that bastard monster. Stole me, stole my life, stole my mother.
So, wait, has
Was
Foreteller
that
told you that
Nana?
if you find him, you can use his wishes to kill people?
He will grant the one who frees him 3 wishes. I must have them.
Lindell gets like stars in her eyes, very
Yeah,
anime-esque. Like
this is literally
Listen, I was
biggest
going
fear.
to do this myself. I was going to try and do this myself, but I cannot. I am too weak. I need your help.
Juniper, the only way you'll survive any of this is if one of your wishes is to get rid of the spirit naga.
I know.
Are
Realize
you
that.
gonna
And I know that telling you all this puts me in jeopardy, puts these wishes that I must use in jeopardy. But you're the only ones I can trust.
Tell you what, Juniper Est, we'll make you a deal. You get 3 wishes, right? 1 wish is to put the spirit nog away. 1 wish you keep for yourself, and 1 wish we short expectations get to make.
wish
I
the
won't
one?
lie, Lindell. I already have plans for those wishes. But I
Wait.
will make you a deal. If I'm able to free Foreteller and get those 3 wishes, this is what I propose. First, I need to restore my birthright. I need to get out of this body and back to my own. I need to be myself again, so I can clean up this mess at the Hopsmiller Castle and set things right. I also need to use one to prevent the Spirit Naga from coming back if we were to kill it again.
Good.
The 3rd wish, I will do what you want if Callant will have me. I love Gallant. I always have. I was foolish. I tried to help him with his craft. There was an accident. We were brewing underneath the underneath the Flatland Brewhouse in a lab that Gallant and I set up. We tried some elixirs on the public and they got sick. It was my fault. Gallant took the blame. I was so mad at myself that I tried to perfect it. And in the process, my soul left my body. I was trapped in the ethereal plane, and my corpse became invisible permanently.
What?
Foreteller brought me back. At the behest of my mother, I assume. Used one of her wishes from Foreteller to bring me back into the body of this water genasi.
Oh.
But
Where is your
Foreteller
mother
is
now?
tricksy and decided to wipe my memories.
Well, yeah, he's a genie. Anybody read any books in school? No.
I don't blame Foreteller. My mother did was risky. She's not the best role model. She has her flaws.
After you've had your 3 wishes, our request is that we get the hookah with Foreteller.
Or,
I
you
mean,
know,
we
the empty
can't let
hookah.
him. We can't let Foreteller be used to, let's say, malicious ends by anyone ever again. It's too risky. He can control time and space. He can control people's minds. I mean,
What are you going to do with him, you?
Are-
What option do you have?
I
Well,
don't know. We put him in a
technically
cupboard.
the deal was that Prunus just needed the hookah back. So if anyway, perhaps we could, like, you know, I heard this like story when I was growing up. My mom used to read a lot of books, and I love listening to stories. And I heard a story once about a genie, and there was one where I can't remember the rest of it or the names of anyone, but they used one of their wishes to like free the genie from the lamp, because technically all Prunus wants is the hookah itself. So if we free Foreteller from the hookah, and he can go back to the elemental plane and quit being a bother, and we bring Prunus the hookah, then we solved all the problems.
Yeah, because I've
That's not
definitely not promised. I've not promised anyone we'd give anyone Foreteller. Been very specific about that.
Right, very specific, yes.
Yes. All right.
Two questions,
Jen, you look
Juniper.
skeptical.
I think we have to be cautious then on the ordering of wishes when we get there. And we still don't know how to get him. We need to encounter the Spirit Naga first. This is all very harrowing.
Well,
Juniperus, 2 questions.
I will help you free Foreteller
Oh,
if Gallant will take me back.
this is a romantic thing?
It's not just for romance, it's to solidify my legacy. Without the Flatland Brewhouse and Ardell and Gallant at my side, I will fall victim to my mother and my uncle's evil machinations. It will destroy our business.
Where
Well,
is
your
your
you know
mother
what the-
now?
It's my inheritance, my birthright.
You know what the best solution to evil machination is? And she like stands beside Jen and does the thing, a song. By the way, Genevieve here is a bard.
There's a service I can render. Tell the one who loves you solely. You can be so warm and tender. Call him. That's what we should do. Oh yeah, call him. We should call him. Can we get him here?
Oh, I can call him. I've got descending. Yeah, you know, Jen is amazing. She's got great voice. She's got these bells, and she's super seductive. So, like, she could totally, you know, make things work.
I mean, I don't know if I can seduce a snake, but I could try.
If you
Your
help me,
uncle is a no-go. What are we
if you
talking
help me,
about?
then that wish is yours.
I'm
Sophie
really
has a
confused.
question.
Go Sophie.
Why does your uncle and your mother want to use you in the first place? Use you for what? Don't you have a brother?
Good
Please
question.
check my proficiency of the
My
I
brother
can't
is
remember
dead.
the family tree.
Brother is
My brother died as a toddler. There was no evidence to prove it, but I think it was my uncle. My mother was distraught, and when I went missing, it destroyed her.
Your uncle would have used you as some sort of puppet leader person?
No, my brother
This
was hell-bent on
Your
taking
uncle.
control.
Sorry.
your uncle. No, I think he just hid her away so that she couldn't inherit. Again, this all just comes down to money. People are so boring in Liberty. It's just money, 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 ego,
Well,
ego,
then,
ego.
let me have this wish. I will grant you the final one. Help me with Gallant, and I will be out of your lives forever.
Okay, Jen, we gotta start on vocal warm-ups. We gotta get everything in tune. We gotta get new outfits. You know, we've got a lot of work to do. Of
Can't
course,
we
we need a
seduce
new
him?
outfit for this.
But
Can we
none of
seduce him
this
in the
means
sewer?
anything if we don't get the hookah back.
Oh, priorities.
Sewers.
I'm sorry. Hookah first. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Yeah. Outfits later.
Does
Well, we're down in the sewer.
everybody feeling good about fighting a sewer right now? Soft Keen, you warmed up?
Can I just make a prayer to the
Juniper-
Spriggan to like
Juniper
re-prepare my
uses,
spells?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Juniper uses a cantrip to call flame in her hand, and it dances back and forth between the two, and then changes to water and does the same. I'm ready for a fight.
I thought you were a water genasi. Why do you have fire?
I have skills. It helps me in the kitchen.
And technically, she's a soul of someone else trapped in a water genasi's body.
And Foreteller's memories have brought back some long-lost spells.
I want to be able to summon a fire in the kitchen.
What are
It is
spirit
quite
nagas?
convenient. That and water and creating food, there's all sorts of things.
What are they immune to? Spirit nagas.
Being charmed.
Eudora looks over and tells you all about it. You now know
Okay.
that they are immune to being charmed. They are really good at hypnotizing people and controlling people. They're usually venomous, and their etherealness grants them supernatural powers, like they can phase in and out. When they die, they come back from the ethereal plane, etc.
But they can be hit with necrotic damage, and would Ordog want to eat one? That's what you.
That's a good
Ordog
question.
would
It's a very good
definitely want to
question.
eat one.
That's what you
Yes.
thinking in her brain back at Eudora.
No, Ordog would definitely like to eat one from everything that you've
Nice.
experienced.
Then you's ready.
Probably make a very good meal. And as far as, what was the other question? What is it, weak
Necrotic
to?
damage. Well, whenever I took a long rest in Otherweir, I had to change some of my spells. So I'm just hoping. Can I hit it with psychic damage? You made me take psychic damage. Oh yeah, I had to use psychic damage to open up that portal. We've got some portal stuff to work with. Jen, don't let me forget. We got to talk about portals.
Eudora adds that, well, I don't know about this particular spirit naga, but they are evil. Sure, Ordog would love to eat it. They are immune to poison. And they are also immune to being charmed or poisoned.
But that's it. Other forms of.
That
That means that we can hit it with a lot of stuff. Yeah, that means we can just
and
go at
did
it.
someone say, does it cause necrotic damage?
I was wondering if I could hit it with necrotic damage.
Oh, okay. I have a thing that I can take that could protect us from necrotic damage.
I would say most likely poison from its bite. Just
Okay,
don't get
protection
close.
from poison. Got it.
Protection from poison.
And I suspect it's probably more powerful in its lair.
Can't be poisoned.
But we don't want to kill it, do we? We need it to bring back the hookah.
Right,
Not
but
good,
also the
but
second that
really
it, yeah, and I mean the concern is like the second it feels like it's trapped, it could just snap its fingers and then the hookah is lost irretrievably, I believe is what you said when she was researching the spell and told us all about it.
Uh-oh.
Yes, that's correct.
Only
Hey,
the caster
Jen.
can find it.
Hey, Jen. How good's your snake charming abilities?
I mean,
But he can't
apparently
charm it.
they're resilient to being charmed, so I don't know that that's useful. I
That
mean, I
can't
can
be
mock
charmed
it,
or
so the cows
poisoned.
can home.
I'll just stuff
Can
it.
we
Mocking
good,
it
I'm
might
not.
make it angry.
can we bind it somehow?
Can I punch it somehow?
It has to
Yes.
willingly bring the chest back.
Yeah.
Oh. How do we make it bring the chest back?
I
My
have a
only
dominate.
recommendation was the command spell.
I've
That
got
was
it
the only thing I could
prepared.
find in my research.
Oh, you have it. That's good. I don't
I
have
could try to use modify memory on it.
That's true. Trick it into thinking we're allies.
Mm-hmm.
I
That's
could
a
Wait till
try
it
big
brings
risk,
back the real
though.
chest, open it up, grab the hookah, and stab it. Or blow it up.
I could try and paralyze it or
Mhm.
incapacitate it somehow.
But I think wouldn't a real concern be it charming us, so that if we got the hookah, it could make us wish with it?
Dream Speaker Eudora looks over and says, Genevieve, I can help with that. I have a proximity spell that can help give you resistance to being charmed by it.
Wonderful. I'm assuming you're coming with us then.
Yes, you must stay close, though. If you get too far away, I cannot help you.
Do we need to find this? Okay, wait. Two questions. One, is Grimmfang already back? And two, do we know where they are and do we need resources to find them, or we're just gonna like walk into their lair and assume they're there?
From what you've heard from Jenica, it looks like Jimothy and Kimothy Rando and Carlton Clarence were all seen near the entrance to that sewer entrance in the alleyway between the Flatland Brewhouse and Do It Dwarven, and some of their guards have gone missing.
So we assume that it's come back already, and we assume that it's in its lair.
You can assume that.
An assumption.
I'm just wondering if I need to prepare locate object or locate creature today.
That's a good thing. Maybe locate. I got rid of locate object whenever I had to take a long rest in Otherweir, but I still have locate creature. So if you take locate object, I can keep locate creature.
Let me
Okay,
see
I'll
if
take
Eudora-
locate object.
We'll need
Let me see if
locate
Eudora can
Carlton
help.
on the way. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, should I call Carlton? Should I send him a message?
See where he is? Yeah.
If you'd
Okay,
like,
I'll make
you
sure
can.
and make sure I've got that ready too. Oh gosh.
Let me see
And we
if
probably
Dream
need a
Speaker Eudora
restoration in
has
case someone gets
locate,
poisoned.
prepared.
Probably don't need.
Because I'm not a big puncher. I'm carrying counterspell and dispel magic in case it tries to cast against us. But I don't
Yeah,
really
I've got
know.
dispel magic too, just in case, and
Yeah.
lesser restoration and greater restoration. Gosh, I'm like actually
good.
preparing cleric spells today, guys.
Oh my gosh, you're gonna be a little cleric.
I can
know.
protect you from being charmed. I can help heal you. In a pinch, I can counterspell, but I cannot locate the creature.
Okay, you've got locate creature on today.
Yeah. Does it actually phase into another dimension? Or if I mind spiked it, can I tell where it's going? When it phases, does it go to a different plane of existence?
It's half in, half out. I think only magic can harm it.
No, I meant because I needed to do psychic damage in Otherweir, I already equipped Mind Spike for the day.
Okay.
But it allows you to always know a target's location as long as they don't go into another plane of existence. But when it phases, is it going to a different plane of existence?
No, it's like halfway in, halfway out. So I would say technically it's still partly in the material plane.
Oh, so if I mind spiked it, I'd always know where it was. That's useful.
Yeah, I think it's just concentration, isn't it?
Yeah, it's one of my spells. But I had you made me take it in otherwhere, so I wanted to make sure it was useful before we left.
Yeah, it'll be useful.
It was useful in otherwhere. I needed psychic damage, but I just meant right now.
Lindell, if you can sacrifice locate creature, I can help with command. I can cast it 3 times.
Sacrifice.
Oh, you need me to prepare locate creature?
I have locate creatures prepared.
Yeah, unfortunately, I do not.
Oh, I do. We're good.
I think the more you can command this thing, the better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we need
gonna
all
keep
the
command
commands.
2 just in case.
Yeah.
All the commands you can get.
Yeah. 'Cause
Well,
I do not
if you
have
get
that.
close enough, to do it, which I would prefer not to, I would like to stay back and assist. In a pinch, if I have to, you have to use 1 word. So choose your word wisely.
Mm-hmm. Spell magic.
Xavier holds up the dummy chest. I've got the dummy chest. What are we doing with it?
When did I give that to you? Did you steal that?
It was in the bag of holding.
Oh.
We were like taking the looking glass and stuff out of it, and I just stuffed it in the bag.
Okay.
When Jenica showed up, I didn't want them to see all the jewels on the table.
Well, should we gather our things and prepare to leave?
Mhm.
It seems like we have a big day ahead of us.
Right. Juniper and Eudora, they both kind of nod. They're ready to go whenever you guys are. So you can take your time, gather your
We can
things, and head out.
I'm gonna run upstairs and
Safkeen, do you have my cup? I won't be able to see if I'm in a
Fill
dark
up my
room.
cup.
So Keem will go and get.
Yay.
I'm gonna. Can I swap out my pearl of power with my pixie bottle? I know it's gonna take a little while to attune, but does that work?
you wanna bring December
Yeah,
Diamond
you can do
with
that. Yeah, that'd be plenty
Oh my
of time
gosh!
to do that
Oh my
now
gosh!
on the way.
Oh my gosh! I almost forgot. We have all these rings. Can you identify them before we go anywhere? Quick.
I have identified.
Ritual cast?
Yeah. Can you just sit there for about an hour and ritual and cast
While you
identify
guys
a
are-
bunch of these rings?
Yeah, while you guys are doing your thing. Because I have everything on me. I mean, I don't have anything besides what I carry on me anyway. So yes.
Okay, so you're gonna
I'll
We know
sit
that
on a
this one is
chair.
a ring of animal influence, and we know this one is a ring of temporal salvation.
Mhm.
So I'm identifying. But how many? Where'd you guys get rings? Did you guys loot the castle?
Kind of.
Anything has Nagas count as an animal.
Those are my family's heirlooms. I'm kidding. You can have whatever is in there. I'm sure it's awful.
Especially with sense of humor.
Wait, to ritually cast identify, do I have to have a pearl? Do I have a pearl? Have I ever needed a pearl before?
No. We're giving
Use your focus.
You have your dagger.
We solved the
I don't think
puzzle.
you used material components, right?
Well, this says it has an amount. It says a pearl worth 100 gold.
I mean, you've got a pearl of power.
No, I refuse.
Does anybody have a pearl?
Anybody have a pearl?
I think I do. Oh my gosh!
I
I
might
literally was going through my inventory and I found I
Mhm.
literally stole something out of Lafayette's pocket. One moment. Where is it? Sample of ash wand. Small white bead with a cloudy white swirly pattern. Is that a pearl?
Yeah, make it a
Yeah.
pearl so I can
Yeah, that's
identify
fine.
these things.
That'll work.
Yes. I'm sorry, I'm gonna crush this to powder with a spell, but thank you.
No. No. You have to promise. I have seen other people do identify. She's totally lying, but I have seen other people do identify without crushing it. I want it back in one piece.
An
Does it
actual
say
promise?
does it say in the spell that it consumes the pearl?
Well, because it has a dollar amount, a gold amount, doesn't it consume it in the world of wizardry? No? I didn't know that. I can just use it over and over? Then I promise not to destroy your pearl.
Usually
Probably.
it does, but if it says it doesn't,
Yeah, it'll say it consumes da 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 da.
It just says a pearl worth 100 gold and an owl feather. But I don't need the owl feather because I have a obsidian dagger. So I will try my hardest. I will 99% try to not crush this pearl.
I'm trying to find
enough.
the artifacts that I wrote down again.
So the hour's already started. I'm focusing.
We have so
focusing on
in the wheat ring was a small gray crystal ring that was a ring of temporal salvation. We figured that one out.
Okay, that you figured out.
The under the B column was a reddish copper metal ring with carvings of animals. That was a ring of animal influence, which we figured out.
Influence, yep.
There are 3 that we still don't know. There's an amulet that smells of ale-stained wood with an aura of evocation. That was under the grape column. The second one was on the hops column. There were 2 small black identical rings with an aura of necromancy. And on the third column, the apple column, there was a heavy silvery dwarven metal ring with a set with a ram's head with a very strong enchantment aura.
Okay, all right, got it. So you do your ritual spell.
Okay. Well, they're getting their stuff together to go. So
Yep.
should be ready to go. So you guys, we should be ready to go when I'm done with this. So is there anything the rest of you need to do in the castle?
I got to pee. I'll be right back.
Lindell goes and pees in one of the bookshelves.
Yeah. We still don't have a toilet.
We still don't have a toilet. I forgot.
You go and water. You go and water the lawn. Okay.
Lindell's magical scrying font is getting progressively yellower and yellower
no! The scries have a weird smell to them.
Yeah, that's gross. She goes and pees outside like a normal person.
All right, you Abernell, you complete your ritual cast. Okay, so there's 2 pair rings. The 2 pair rings are called rings of shared suffering. They are cursed.
Ooh. As a necromancer, do I have any idea what these are?
You can look them up now and add them to your inventory.
Cool.
So rings of shared suffering.
Okay, got those.
The amulet is the amulet of the drunkard. And the ring with 2 horns on it is ring of the ram.
Okay. All right.
And then the other 2 that you got were the ring of temporal salvation and the ring of animal influence.
But they already knew those, right? Okay.
So 5 rings and
Now that we know what they are, does anyone have any requests, suggestions? This ring of temporal salvation, basically the temporal salvation, if you die, like go to 0 hit points, you magically poof appear in a spot nearby with like hit points and exhaustion removed and all sorts of wonderful things. But then the ring disappears. It's kind of like a one-time thing. So if you just like die outright, it's like a free get out of jail free card.
I feel like Xavier is the most likely to die. Sorry, Xavier.
I mean, Xavier's got the highest AC as well, so. But then Xavier is also very flammable and runs into things.
He is very flammable.
Does anyone else have like revivify or healing spells or anything like that?
I mean, I have healing spells. I can heal.
Oh yeah, you have healing spells. Yeah.
The necromantic rings, I don't suggest, you will say, I don't really suggest anybody puts these on for the moment.
What do they do though? Do we know what they do?
Well, if 2 different people put them on and attune to them, then you can choose that if one of you takes damage, you only take half damage and the other person takes the rest of the damage. So you can split damage taken.
I mean, that sounds like
Is
it's
that how that
perfect
works?
for you, soft keen, is it?
Well, that's true, because if So
Can
if
we
you're
put-
particularly
No, I have a very important question. Can we put one ring on Seb?
maybe you can put it on any creature, the other ring. So if they have a super high
Frankie.
amount of hit points.
Put it on Frankie.
Put it on Frankie.
What is
Put it on
what is
Frankie.
Frankie's hit points? Because he has a
Frankie's
ton,
got, like,
right?
1 million, right? He's a flesh golem.
Because then, like, if you're super squishy, or if you take a lot of damage, like Soft Keen, then you only take half of it, and the other half transfers to the other creature.
That does sound brilliant.
I think that's an
Yes.
excellent idea.
Do you have soft? Like, if you're interested in doing this stuff, do you have an attunement slot? Can you attune to like all my attunement slots are taken?
And does Frankie have fingers?
Yeah, I do. Frankie has fingers. Yes.
I don't remember.
Sure.
I've never looked at it that long.
Big gloved hands.
Yeah,
He
I've
wears.
got
I
a,
think
I've got a space.
you have a space.
Perfect.
Okay, well,
Because
we'll
if Frankie's
that.
just here at home sitting in Xavier's lab, like you can just pass him off some damage if
How
you take it.
sad. He's just gonna be standing around again.
Yeah.
But I mean, he's from Otherwhere. He deserves suffering. It's fine.
He's made of the flesh of multiple dead humanoids.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's all right.
Morally okay. But I don't have his stats. They're on Xavier's page, right? So we'll have to ask the DM.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If he counts as a
Um,
creature,
Yeah, because I just says creature. I'm pretty sure it doesn't matter. Can he attune to things?
Oh,
I guess.
oh, that's a good question.
no.
Let's say he can.
I want to know what the RAM one is. Safkeen wants to know about. the
Oh,
RAM one.
that one. If you hold out your hand, a massive spectral ram's head appears and it just slams forward into a person, dealing a massive amount of force damage.
Whoa.
Oh.
It's really that would be perfect for you, Safkid.
Does it have endless amounts or charges?
I think it has charges. Let's see, Ring of the Ram. 3 charges. And yeah, you use an action to expend 1 of 3 charges, any creature within 60 feet of you, so it gives you some range. It produces Spectral Ram's Head, +7 bonus to hit. Target, it deals 2d10 force damage. Or you can expend 1 of the charges to try to break an object. Ooh.
Smash, smash. What was the necklace, though, too? Do you remember?
Amulet of the Drunkard. That actually might be really good for you, Jen.
Drunk.
What does it do?
Amulet of the Drunkard. Amulet of the Drunkard. Well, this amulet smells of old ale-stained wood. While wearing it, ooh! You can regain 44 + 4 hit points when you drink a pint of beer, ale, mead, or wine. Once the amulet has
Ooh.
restored hit points, it can't do so again until the next dawn. Who likes to drink? Anyone?
Jen does.
We
And Seda.
Yeah. I'm drunk right now. I'm drinking wine as we play.
Actually, that would be good for a wizard.
That's
Oh,
To
yeah,
be able
you
to
just-
regain
You
hit points like that.
get drunk sometimes. So
Yeah, just
yeah,
bring
you
some.
should-
Bring a flask with you. Yeah.
As long as it doesn't affect your intelligence.
I have a flask in my inventory. I have one from Auberg. It's very beautiful.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, if you're wearing the amulet, then all you need to do is drink your flask and then you regain hit points. That's actually quite useful.
Ooh, that is useful
You're
because
the
I'm very
squishiest
squishy. I'm
people.
still the squishiest of us. I'm pretty sure I have the
Yeah.
very lowest of low hit points. Let's see.
Yeah.
I feel not so squishy.
So have you guys decided who's getting what?
Oh no.
I have a question, DM.
Yeah.
The rings of shared suffering are from like this Eberron, Wayfarer's Guide to Eberron.
Yep.
And it says to use them, it says you must possess the mark of Sentinel, but who possesses the mark of Sentinel? Is that an Eberron
That's
thing?
a Dragonborn
it's an
house
Eberron.
thing, isn't it?
So we can't use them? Or does that exist in our world? Like, is Dragonborn stuff in Spiralia? I don't really
You don't know.
Oh,
Dun,
so then
dun,
we
dun.
can't give this. Yeah, so sorry.
You're gonna
We
give
wanted to
one
give him
to
to
Frankie
Safkeen.
and then just like give one to Safkeen, and then Safkeen can just like give Frankie half a damage.
That's right. That's a bonus action.
I would say the only Dragonborn that you guys have met is Archmage Savine.
We hate him. Wow.
So,
Eudora works for him, so it couldn't be that bad.
but okay, but that means it's not usable by us.
Right.
Aw,
There's the
sorry,
animal
Saf.
one, there's the 2 rings, there's the amulet, there's the big ram ring. That's it.
Kitty
Four
kitty.
things.
There was one other. There was one other ring, right? What's the 5th one?
There's 2 rings of shared suffering. It's pairs.
No, but that's a pair. Right.
Ring of the
The-
Ram.
Ring of
Ram.
Temporal Salvation, Ring of
Temporal
Animal
Suffering,
Influence.
Yeah, right.
The animal influence one.
And then the beer amulet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Xavier probably
think-
wants the animal one, right? 'Cause he
I
loves
was
that
gonna
one.
ask for the animal one.
Oh,
That seems very character from the too. Yeah.
Okay.
Because you can make animals your friend.
I'm gonna put the necromantic shared of suffering rings just in the bag since it has to be used by a dragonborn. Sorry, y'all. So I get this drunk amulet. Oh, can I attune to it though? I might have all my spots filled.
I don't think it's
you have
attunement.
one.
It's
No,
not. It doesn't
you
require
do.
attunement. I don't think.
Oh yeah,
Oh.
it might not. You have a Scarab of Protection, Pearl of Power, and a Ring of
Yeah,
Mind
no.
Shield.
The amulet of the
currently
drunkard doesn't require attunement. So if you have all your attunements
Sweet!
filled up,
It doesn't matter. Cool.
So you're
There we
gonna.
go.
So
Thanks, guys.
you is getting the.
Ah,
What is it? The
The
amulet of.
the drunkard.
who should get the ring? Who should get the ring of distance punch?
I mean, Safkeen kind
ram.
of wants it.
Yeah, I
Any-
think it
any
makes
opposed?
sense.
No, she should have it.
All right, so
Safkeen has it. Who should get the
Safkeen,
ring of
your-
second chance?
Safkeen's inventory is so.
No one's taking it. I'm happy to take the ring, but do you have to attune to it?
The temporal salvation one.
Hmm.
Let's see.
Safkeen's
Temporal
inventory is
salvation.
not empty.
It does require
Yes,
attunement.
I mean, I'll carry it, but I don't see myself wearing it if someone else wants it for now.
Yeah. Xavier, does he go unconscious a lot?
Yes.
I mean, he gets knocked out.
He does actually.
Maybe he should be the one who wears it.
That was my
I
initial
feel
suggestion.
like-
Yeah.
Okay, Xavier will get the ring of
I'm-
temporal salvation. And can I have the ring of animal influence? Is that okay, please?
Yes, you can. You love animals.
I do. Thank you, everyone.
Do we have any
you want
alcohol in the house?
the ram ring?
It's,
Then?
it's a silly
Yeah,
question.
so Safkeen's getting the ram ring, and then
Oh.
who's getting that amulet? Or not the amulet? The what was the other one?
We gave them all away.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
getting the
temporal
amulet.
salvation. Who's getting that? Xavier.
Xavier.
Okay.
Jen, do you want this ram ring?
I mean, I don't
It-
really like the style of it. It looks a little heavy for my hand.
You don't want it, Safkeen?
No. Saf's just a bit like, oh, Jen doesn't get anything, so maybe
I
she
know,
doesn't.
and I
Oh.
didn't bring anything for Jen from
Aw.
otherwhere.
Wear one on either hand. They're just
I mean,
rings.
I'll remember this, guys. Don't worry. But for now, I'm fine.
Oh,
Oh, here you can have this. And then Dell takes off one of the necklace, and it's the necklace that Lafayette gave her. And it's
Ooh.
Oh, the protection against fiends.
yeah, and it's the necklace of protection against fiends, and it doesn't require attunement.
Lindell, are you sure?
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, would you like that?
I would love it. That's so wonderful. Thank you.
Here, why don't you have it? Here you go.
Thank you. Just got
You're
this
welcome.
one.
All right, so Jen's
Trying
getting
to add
against
items.
fiends,
Just loading. Loading.
and so Lindell, I need to take that off of yours.
Yeah, I'll.
I'm doing paper stuff. That's all.
I had trouble finding it and adding it to my character sheet.
There it is.
You have to make sure that you have homebrew stuff enabled because it's something that David made
Mhm.
special.
Homebrew item.
I think it might
Okay.
be.
Character sheets updated. Everybody's got their stuff. You guys ready to go?
I want to go get. Do we have any alcohol in the house? I gave my cursed wine to the randos.
Yeah, you gave the goblin wine to the randos.
I don't have any alcohol to drink for my amulet.
Do I need both lesser restoration and greater restoration?
We're gonna be fighting. I don't know. You're the cleric.
Less. I don't know. I'm not used to doing the cleric stuff. Lesser restoration does. It can end a disease, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned. I do have protection against
Ooh.
poison as well, and then greater restoration like fixes everything. One effect that causes the
What?
person to be charmed, petrified, any reduction to an ability score, any reduction to hit points or exhaustion.
We just need protection from that poison. It seems like maybe lesser.
Yeah, I can do that
restoration.
one, and it's protection from poison is non-concentration, so I can cast that on literally. I mean, it'll use a ton of my spell slots, but I can cast it on everyone in the party, and it lasts for an hour. So, like when
I
we're
don't
right
do that.
outside the.
If that helps.
Oh right.
Oh yeah, Soft Keen doesn't need it.
Yeah, I can
probably
literally
won't need
cast
it.
it
I
on
don't plan
everyone
on
in the
getting
party.
Xavier doesn't
like-
either. Xavier can't be poisoned, I think, can he?
Does Xavier have protection from poison, DM?
Live by the bees.
I'm not sure.
Xavier loves bees, though. He's a tree.
Xavier. He's resistant to poison.
He's already
Okay, so you take
resistant to
half.
poison.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, he's naturally
that-
resistant.
Yeah, and so and Lindell, I am as well as a stout halfling. I have advantage against poison and
Aw.
resistance against poison. So then I can cast it on Jen and you.
Yeah, because I will get poisoned to death. I am just
Don't get bit.
a human.
There we go. Okay, and I have protection from evil and good just in case someone gets charmed.
Okay.
There we go. Clairvoyance, so we can take a look at the spirit naga beforehand. Sending in case we need to talk to someone. And I've got modify memory, of course, just in case, and command.
I've got the dummy
I'm
chest.
Oh,
I've
good.
got
Yeah,
to
that's
pee in real
important.
life.
I do
I
too.
got to go take my bathroom.
All
Okay.
right, so Lindell, are you going to use, or you use locate creature?
I think the plan was you was going to.
Okay, so you're going to use locate creature on the spirit naga.
Once we
dealy.
get close, like we're gonna go down to that
Yeah.
area and then.
Right.
Oh well, everyone's
I'll-
gone away.
Once
Okay,
everybody
well,
gets back, then I'll go ahead and kind of give you a little narrative push into the next
sounds
scene.
good. I'm gonna go get a cup of tea as well then.
Go ahead.
I'll be right back.
Okay. And scene. So you is going to go ahead and cast the locate creature spell, but not until you guys get closer. So you all leave the mansion, leaving Lilith behind. You make your way up the docks and across the bridge toward the Flatland Brewhouse. You see the pyramid in the distance over the harbor as you pass and go into the alley. In the alley, you can see there is a 2 rows of 6 troops on either side and the open manhole cover of the sewer. And at the end, there is Jenica Donlux standing in full armor. She sees you guys approach and gives you a nod. Down the hole?
I mean, we need to meet with Carlton first, don't we? Our plan isn't quite solid.
Carlton's down there somewhere.
Not Carlton. Not what's his name? Who was it that Juniper wanted to meet? Her boyfriend. I never
Gallant.
had a
Gallant?
name.
Gallant.
Sorry, Gallant.
She taps you on the shoulder and says, "Not now. Let's get through this."
Okay.
Gallant
Okay.
or, I guess.
Lindell, we're above the Flatland Brewhouse.
Yep.
Lindell's gonna cast a spell. Why doesn't
Okay,
it
so
show up
you does
to
her
dis-
locate creature, and you get a bead on a very faint aura that is right at the extent of your spell, in the direction of the previous location where you fought Grimmfang before.
Oh, God.
Oh, so we're kind of going back to where we.
That was, and so you're
That's-
sensing it from about where we originally had fought Grimmfang. Is that
But
right?
that's weird. Didn't they clear out the nests? Didn't all the guards go down there and clear this out?
Yes, they did. There was nothing left behind, but we don't post guards in random locations, and the guards we did have posted down there have disappeared.
Oh,
And
that's
along with
interesting.
Carlton and Kimothy and Jimothy.
So if I remember correctly, there is a main room with a pool and some tables, and then the posts that we were changed to, and then up some stairs. There are cells on the left, and then a hallway that goes straight down. Lindell's gonna clasp her holy symbol and cast clairvoyance, which is the spell that she used originally with Foreteller to figure out that we were in a dream, because she could see herself outside the dream. So she's gonna create the clairvoyance sensor in that main chamber room, in a spot that she could get a good view of the pillars to see if there's anyone tied to the pillars, and a spot of the pool / area where the eggs were.
I'll just
That's
show
what
you what you
she's-
see.
Oh, okay,
So we'll
perfect.
go
That makes
ahead
sense.
and go down.
But she's not there. We're still outside up on the street.
That's fine.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So I have taken you now to the Liberty Sewer set. You can see down below there's a couple blips of light. You see you guys
All I see is
standing
a
around
single
one blip of
torch
light.
in the bottom left corner. That's all I see. Oh no,
there's
never mind. I
lots.
found us. I just had to
Yep,
zoom
way
out.
down
Oops.
there.
Sorry.
Oh,
There's
I
two
don't see
blips
it.
of light. Yeah, zoom all the way out and scroll down.
Yeah, found it. Okay, yeah.
There you
got
go.
it.
Ah, gotcha.
All right. All right, so I'm going to move the torch to where your clairvoyance is going, and it is right over
Yes.
the pool that was containing the poison.
Basically, if I remember correctly, the pool is kind of like central, and you can see kind of where the eggs were, and you can also kind of see the pillars. So that's kind of where she's going to go. She's going to be
Oh, I
seen.
see.
Okay,
Aha,
there's what you
aha.
see. So you can see there's the pool,
Okay.
and standing against the pillars, you see Jimothy, Kimothy, and Carlton.
Okay, and are they? Because we
Standing
were like
motionless.
naked and chained to the pillars.
Yep.
And or are they standing at attention with their equipment?
They're standing guard with their equipment.
Do they look a little dazed?
Roll a perception check.
Okay.
While he's rolling,
God,
Genevieve and Safkeen, are you guys on Roll20? Can you see this, or do you need screenshots?
I'm on Roll20.
You're on Roll20. Okay. Jenny, are you on Roll20? Jenny?
She's gone.
Can she hear
Jenny,
us?
can you hear me?
Oh, she's frozen.
No, she's
Oh, no,
still
she's back.
moving.
Jenny, can you hear me?
Not while
It's been a
I'm
long, long
around.
time.
No, I can hear you now. I think that was just a little bit of
Delay?
backlog.
Are you on Roll20?
Yeah. Like it was like
Okay.
all of a sudden it was like
Lindell, they look weird.
So,
They're
if you ask me a
not
question,
like them normal
that's
selves.
what it sounded like.
Not like them no subs. What does the pool look like? Does it look any different than what it looked like when we were last there?
It's clear. It's just clear water.
Oh, the pool. So it's no longer bubbling green stuff.
No.
And any sign
You
of the spirit
also
Naga herself.
No sign of the spirit Naga, but you do see at the very edge of the darkness, it looks like there is a corpse and a pool of blood.
Where?
Oh,
Can you
no.
ping? I don't see a.
Yeah, I'll ping down this direction.
There's a corpse and a pool of blood. Okay.
Oh, there.
So she'll tell everyone this. I see like Timothy and Jimothy and Clarence, and they're standing guard where we were chained up, but they're not chained up. They've still got their weapons and armor, and they look like charmed. And I can't really make out, but there's another body a little ways off, and there's a pool of blood, but I can't see who it is. But the good news is the pool doesn't look like it's filled with mind control goo. It just looks like plain water now. But I don't see the
Okay.
spirit Naga. So we should prepare for Timothy and Jimothy and Clarence to be charmed and attack us when we get there.
And
I can keep
DM?
concentrating on it for the next 10 minutes. So I'm going to keep that up
Okay.
as long as I can.
Okay, and my locate creature, knowing that was the room we were in, is it pointed us towards that room where she
Yes.
clairvoyance to? Okay,
From where
so
you guys are
everything's pinging to
standing,
this
it's in that direction. Yep.
Okay, so we got to head this way. Gotcha.
All right. Eudora takes up the
before-
rear. Who's going first? Oh, I
Before
was
we
going
go
to do marching
in,
order.
yeah, before we go in, we still have not left the street. Lindell is going to cast protection from poison. It's one
On me?
action and it lasts for 1 hour on both you and Jen.
Okay. So you and Jen have protection against poison.
Yes,
Okay.
protection from poison. So that's 2 spells.
Is that an immunity, or do I still take half damage? Is it a
No, I
resistance or
posted
like an
the spell
immunity?
in roll 20.
Oh, sorry.
Let
me see.
You touch a creature. If it's poisoned already, you neutralize the poison. If more than one poison affects the target, you neutralize one poison that you know is present, or you neutralize one at random. For the duration, so for the hour, the target has advantage on saving throws against being poisoned, and it has resistance to poison damage.
Resistance. Awesome.
Which will help
Thank
you if you get bit.
Yeah, 100%.
Thank you.
All right. So the scry is, or not scry, this clairvoyance is going to stay up for about 10 minutes, which is
10
about
minutes.
the travel time it takes to get from where you guys are to the entrance of this lair.
Awesome. So she's watching the whole time to just watch for the spirit nugget, watch if Jimothy do anything.
Yep. Juniper is at the front of the group. She's ready to go. She's standing right at the
Juniper,
edge.
do you need protection from poison too?
Couldn't hurt.
Okay, fine. I just passed another second level spell slot.
Okay, so you
Didn't need my second levels anyway. Fine. Here you go. Protection poison. There you go.
All right. Thank you, Lindell. So she's gonna hop down the
cleric
ladder
thing.
and make her way down. Who's next?
Safkeen will go
Eudora will
next.
take up the rear. So Safkeen,
And I'll
I'm
follow
behind
Safkeen.
Safkeen. Oh,
You-
okay. I'll be behind Jen.
you and Jen, and then Lindell with Eudora in the back. Xavier will kind of go in the middle with Jen and you. Okay.
And I'm casting mage armor, so I'm all shimmery.
Okay. Mage
And-
armor. He has mage armor up for an hour or 8 hours.
'Cause 8 hours, because otherwise my armor class is only 13. Because I am
Oh, shit.
very squishy. That's why.
All
I
right.
must always wear mage armor.
Okay. So you guys make your way down. Since Safkeen is in front, please roll a perception check for me.
Are we needing to sneak? Like be sneaky? Try and get a surprise at all?
Let's kind of... because I'm gonna kind of muscle around Jen a little to get right behind Safkeen, because I do have locate creature up, so I want to be able to tell Safkeen if I see it move or anything. Sorry, Jen, I just gotta.
Makes sense.
Sorry. I got a 19 on perception.
19, very good. You notice that the crocodiles are still in the water below, but they are just kind of following you guys with their eyes. It doesn't look like any of the other creatures that you encountered before are present. Maybe because it was in the dream world. Who knows?
There's crocodiles?
That
Before, yeah.
That is with your 60 feet of dark vision. It looks clear. With your goggles, you can see 120 feet.
Yeah. My
Okay.
goggles are on.
It is completely dark.
I cast light on my cup.
All
That
right, you
Safkeen
cast
gave
light
back
on
to
your
me.
cup. Let's see here.
I cast light on Kumo on my shoulder.
Got it. Well, you can see from Yu's light, but yeah.
And before we get close, I'm going to bring out Trevor.
Oh yeah.
Got it. Okay, so you've got Trevor also. I'll
Yeah.
put him on the map in a second. Xavier
Oh,
can see
I
fine,
have Krampus too.
and Jen can see fine. Okay.
I can't see anything right now. Is that supposed to be the case? It's black except for where that thing-
I've got that you have 60 feet dark vision.
I can't even find me. I don't know where I am on the map.
We're in the very bottom
Oh, yeah,
corner,
yeah.
I think.
Zoom all the way
all
out.
out.
No, I know. I can see the room with not Carlton Clare, with Jimothy and Kimothy, but I can't see myself. I have no idea where I am.
Maybe I
Oh.
need to give you
I see
vision,
you.
perhaps.
Yeah, because I see you up by Xavier.
I don't
Genevieve.
see any of us.
Say.
Yeah, no vision at all.
It was still set up for us to control you, so let me fix that
Gotcha,
and give
gotcha, gotcha.
you
Thank you.
60 feet of
Deep.
night vision. There we go. All right, so now you should be able to see.
I'm just gonna refresh just to make sure I come back in there.
Yeah,
Thanks.
and I can control me.
Okay, so you guys make your way through. There's nothing hindering you, so pretty easily you make your way to this area right here. And Lindell, right when you make it there, your clairvoyance ends.
Can we sneak?
Where are we exactly? Sorry.
You guys are right where you
Um,
discovered the prisoners,
The bodies.
Mildred and Gallant, and then you guys' pets were there as well. Speaking of
I've
pets,
got 93 hit points. Holy crap.
See, you guys are not squishy. I only have 50.
Trevor.
oh,
Yay, Trevor.
yay, Trevor.
I like how he just slid in.
I have seen my can we see the door towards the thing? Like
Yeah, that light down there. There is there's a torchlight coming from that stairwell area.
I can either pass without traces or we can just try to sneak. What do you think?
Yeah, let's be quiet.
can I use my echolocation, please?
Yes, you may. What is the distance on your echolocation?
Relative all 60 foot.
60 feet. All right.
This is they're invisible or hidden. Although, I mean, if it's
One
in another
moment. I
plane,
just
Yeah.
realized that Juniper is not on the map, so I'm gonna put her on there real quick. There's Juniper.
There's you.
Okay,
Yeah,
so
lost.
Staff Keen, you do your dealie. 60 feet. The sonar just reaches down to the very extent of the light, and you can see in your mind the whole hallway, the curvature of the ceiling, the 4 openings to those jail cells that kind of bounce off the walls inside, and you can feel that they are small chambers, but there are no creatures within 60 feet other than the pathways that you guys have already seen. You'd have to move closer to get more of a sense.
Who needs a little extra bump on sneaking?
Stays up for a minute. So
I think I'm okay. What is sneak whenever we roll for it?
Stealth.
Yeah, stealth.
I'm okay.
Because I can give someone advantage on
yeah.
their stealth checks.
When I concentrate, give me a ping. Where's my locate creature pinging?
Ah, yeah. Hang on just a second. Yeah, as you get closer, right when you get to this point is when... Hang on, I'm putting the dummy chest on the map here. Okay, there's the little dummy chest. You ping way in the back corner of this layer, way down here.
That corner. I'm not seeing a ping even. Oh, down there. I had to go all the way out.
Where? Oh, deep, deep, deep.
Like all the way down at the very bottom in the center.
Yeah.
I don't,
Right.
in my mind, we've never been there before, right? Like it's beyond the reach. I think we're gonna have to go deeper. That's beyond the room that we were in before. I think.
Safkeen will head first. Shall I
Yeah,
Juniper go
I'm behind
second?
Sofkeen.
Okay,
That
if you's going second, I'm going to give you Blessings of the Trickster. So for the next hour,
Me?
you have it. Yes. So for the next hour, you have
Yeah.
advantage on stealth checks.
Who does?
And
Okay.
then you
Me.
has
I'm-
Blessing of the Trickster.
Okay, because I'm standing right behind Sofkeen.
Yeah.
I wish
Wanna
on
take-
D&D Beyond there was a place just to write that in. I
Yeah,
can't
fair.
write it under conditions.
Yeah,
Come on,
unfortunately.
D&D.
You can't do it yet.
Can I take Eudora's hand and go behind you so the two of us are walking side by side behind her?
Yeah, and you notice that Eudora has already begun casting a spell with some verbal and somatic components, and all of you are enveloped now in her prayer, basically, to protect you from being charmed.
That's why I
As we're
thought
getting
she should be
ready,
in the middle.
As we're getting ready, Lindell says a little prayer, and she's going to try her divine intervention.
So go ahead and
And
roll a
she's going
D100.
I doubt it's going to work, but
Yeah, is it 10 or below? Is that what the
oh, yeah, I
chance
got
is?
79. So no, it doesn't
79,
work.
not quite. Yeah, you
Yeah.
say a prayer and you focus, but deep down in this sewer, you don't really sense the presence of such a good being as the Spriggan. It's a little overpowered by the doom and gloom of the situation and the precarious nature of what you guys are about to accomplish or try
That's
to.
a small chance. That's so stupid. You're all a bit-
Yeah,
Well,
and
to have
it gets
have a
better the
god
higher
step
level that
in-
you are.
To
but
have a god
True.
step in on your behalf is pretty powerful.
it basically,
true,
like, it says in
It's
the
a Hail
description that
Mary.
God does whatever you want it to do, basically. Like, it's very super overpowered.
It's
Oh,
godlike power.
Kill
Yeah,
everything.
it's
Oh,
very intense.
then.
Okay, so what's
Any
the
other
plan?
preparations? Okay,
Um,
here's what I'm thinking. I prepared the calm emotion spell because the whole charming thing, and I'm glad I did. If we get within 60 feet of Kimothy, Jimothy, and Clarence, I think I might be able to, as long as they don't resist it, I might be able to actually bring maybe one or two of them out of it. And or I can use like lesser restoration or some other spells to bring them out of it. Does anyone else have any other thoughts?
I can try and reverse pinch them.
Well, I've heard in stories that a kiss can also break free.
Oh, true love's
I can also
first
try to
kiss.
dispel magic. Aw.
Jen can give a magic kiss.
There we go.
If it's a magical effect on all three of them, I can try to dispel it. Okay. But we got to keep our eyes open. But yeah, I think it's kind of far. Grimmfang is kind of far away from us right now, so let's move through into that room. Maybe have a look.
Okay,
So
are we
you're all
sneaking?
going to be stealthy.
Yeah, sneak.
Sneaking.
Then I need everybody to roll a stealth
Should I
check.
pass without trace us, or are we going to be okay just without?
Before you guys
Well,
roll,
Yeah. That's
I
what I'm
don't think Grimmfang is in that room, so let's just try to sneak in maybe and
Just
save.
try to
What
sneak in.
pass without trace? It uses your spell slot.
It does. More specials.
Yeah, let's wait until we're maybe passing out of that room.
Alrighty,
Okay.
let's sneak in.
all right, here we go. So Juniper and Eudora.
I rolled a 2 and a 3.
Wow.
Oh my
I
gosh,
rolled
that's with your
great
advantage.
ones. This is my sneakiest time.
What'd you get?
Dirty 20.
Nice. Very good.
Holy!
For a total of
Well, no, it was 17 plus 3.
30, 20.
oh,
Yeah,
dirty 20.
Dirty
I'm sorry.
20.
So Genevieve,
Yeah.
Safkeen,
I usually trip.
22.
22. Lindell is 11.
At 12?
12. Okay, and you?
I'm watching Safkeen's feet, so I'm doing okay. I got a 17.
17. Okay, and then Xavier. Xavier got a 10.
Because I usually also fall down.
It's like 23. Eudora rolled a 6. So that's 1, 2, 3.
No.
You guys, you pass good enough. So nothing seems to notice you guys approaching currently. So Juniper and Safkeen are in the lead, correct?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to move you guys up to the entrance.
Can Safkeen ping thing go off again? Because it goes off
Yeah, that.
every 6
yeah,
seconds.
That's what I'm going to do. From this location, it's going to ping.
Okay.
I'm trying to move everybody up to where the marching order was.
Hi.
And then Eudora in the back. Okay. All right. So from here, let's see, 60 feet. All right. You ping that against
It's a
2 of
radius,
the pillars. Yeah. So down the stairs through the opening, that you get the sense that standing next to 2 of the pillars are 2 humanoid figures that are wearing armor. You can kind of feel their outline in your presence. You'd like to continue?
There's 2 people ahead. Wait, are they chained? Oh, I guess I can't tell that in my echolocation. Or can I?
No, you can't tell.
Just
So there's
2?
only 2 people that are pinging.
Wait,
You
I
sense
saw,
Or there are
2.
4 people. Okay.
I saw Kimothy and Jimothy on one pillar and Carlton Clarence on the other pillar. I wonder
So
if...
it's probably them. One
It
of the
pings
pillars.
again, Safkeen, and you sense that one of them have moved to the bottom of the staircase.
Like towards
Oh.
I
us?
mean,
Something's moving in there.
You guys begin to hear the clank of armor coming up the stairs.
I activate my channel divinity, invoke duplicity.
Okay, so now there are 2, 3, 4 Lindells.
2 Lindells.
Okay, there are 2
Um,
Lindells. Go ahead and mark the real one. And you can see the top of the head begin to emerge from the staircase coming up into the light. It is Carlton Clarence with a very glazed look on his face. He comes to the top of the stairs and stands there, hand on his sword.
Carlton?
Give us the
Don't look
dummy
good.
chest or die.
Oh, you're definitely not good.
Oh dear.
Oh, no.
Okay, well,
Sounds exactly the
here we
way
go,
they always
ladies and
do.
gentlemen.
You start to hear the clank of 2 more sets of armor, a little bit louder, coming up behind him on the stairwell, flanking on either
Okay.
side.
Then I'm gonna dispel magic, because see if that works. If
Ooh,
this is
yeah.
a spell over them.
Okay.
Third level.
Third
I'll
level
hold
dispel.
out my. Yes, I'll hold out my obsidian dagger. And it's vocal. So yeah, I'll try to be like, "Oh, Carlton, we don't want to fight you. We want to pay you. Do your job."
You're not doing your job. We should find
Hang on just
Yeah,
a
this is not what we
second.
paid you to do.
the opposite of your job, Carlton.
I need to read the language of dispel magic. Hang just a second. Internet's going slow.
You make an ability check against my ability check.
There's something
DC
else I
equals
need to read.
10 plus. Oh.
Whether it's a magical effect or just a spell.
Nothing happens. It still uses
Oh,
the spell
shit.
slot, but nothing happens.
Yeah, but nothing happens. Okay,
I'm-
not good. It's
Okay, as soon as all 3 of them are within range, Lindell's gonna try calm emotions.
The other 2 are keeping down the stairwell.
That's fine. It's a 40-foot sphere. So she just picks a point within range, and then anyone within that 40-foot area.
Okay, it'll only get Carlton Clarence.
Okay, sorry. I said she'll wait until she can get all 3 of them at once.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Nobody's moving. Carlton is just standing in the entryway, staring at you.
I mean,
Is someone
I'm
going
going to
say
turn to
something
Eudora.
him?
Is there anything you can do with this? Eudora?
She's concentrating a little bit. I would have to drop this in order to do it.
Mm.
I would rather protect all of you.
Huh. Well,
Oh,
hey.
well,
I'm going to start to walk up towards them and be like, you need to get out of our way.
oh my god.
He
Yeah,
draws
wait.
his sword and points it. The tip is right at your collar as you approach.
No.
The dummy
Not dumb.
chest.
I mean, I'm not a dummy, but here's my chest.
Yeah, can we just hand Carlton? Just pick up a rock and hand it to Carlton Clarence.
Roll a persuasion check for me.
just convince him this
Ah.
is a test.
Yeah, just be like,
Just,
yeah.
this is the dummy
Persuasion.
chest.
Oh, I got a 16 on persuasion.
16. You notice his glance actually breaks for a moment, and he does look down, and then kind of snapping back into it, looks back into your eyes.
The second he looks down, my duplicate rushes forward and just boops him on the
Okay.
nose with protection from evil and good.
Oh,
Roll a sleight of hand check for me.
Sure.
sleight of hand. You just like Carlton, you perv.
Sometimes
21 for sleight of hand.
Not bad. Yeah, he does not notice as you reach forward and dispel evil and good. Or protection from evil.
evil. Yeah, so until the spell
Protection.
ends, protection against all these type of creatures. But the important part is the target also can't be charmed, frightened, or possessed by them. If the target is already
Nice.
charmed, frightened, or possessed by such a creature, the target has advantage on any new saving throw against the relevant effect.
All right. Hang on just a second. Oh, that's cocked. Carlton, the light goes out of his eyes and he slumps down to the ground in a pile, unconscious.
that's fun.
What? Since I've been trying
Someone
to
grab him, bring him back.
Trying to move him, sliding him back.
Okay,
Yeah.
you guys slide him back, and meanwhile, you hear the clank of 2 more sets of armor coming up. You see
The second that the
Jimothy
other one
Rando.
walks up, protection from evil and good on the next one.
All right, sleight of hand again.
Okay. it's
Tiny little Lindell.
second. This is keep in mind. This is my illusory duplicate that's doing the booping.
Okay, yeah.
So, sleight of hand. 26.
No problem.
Oh,
So
it's
Jimothy
better.
also goes down.
Okay, and just waiting for the next one.
Yep, next one, like clockwork, you guys will pull Jimothy back in also. Jimothy comes
Yeah,
up,
we'll go get Jimothy.
sword is out. Sleight of hand.
Boop.
This is where natural 1. Oh, is that okay?
14.
5?
All right, so the sword is drawn. It takes a whack at the illusory duplicate. Natural 20.
Oh my god.
She looks really injured as her hand connects to his face and releases the protection from evil and good.
Okay. Yeah,
Because
I
it's a
guess it would
complete
still-
illusion. It can't
Right,
take any
so the-
damage.
The illusion would. He just knows it's an illusion, but it doesn't.
He just
end
knows
'cause
that
it
it's an
doesn't-
illusion now, but it doesn't end. Yep, here, I'll
Yeah.
link it
All
if you
right.
like.
Yeah, Timothy's down.
He's booped.
Yeah, give me this.
Okay, drag all
Oh,
the
they
bodies
say-
off. Come on, let's drag him back. Come on, Trevor,
Alright.
help me out. Come on.
I want to mentally ping with. I'm still holding the locate creature. Can you ping on the map where I think Grimmfang is while we're making all this noise in the hallway?
Yes. You notice
Clattering
that
to the ground.
it has shifted a little bit over to here.
I'm gonna grab Softkeen. We've got movement. I think it's getting closer.
Lindell, can Trevor take the people back up? All these bodies back up to the surface where the knights are.
Okay, Trevor, open up, and he just opens up his massive giant constrictor snake mouth. Okay,
Yeah, he
here,
swallows
one,
Carlton.
and then
Yep.
and there's the other one. Yep. Okay, here's the other one. Yeah, can you deliver them to what was her name?
What's the
Jenica.
horrible-
She's upstairs.
Yep. And Trevor takes
I'm-
off with 3 human-sized lumps that kind of
I'm gonna quick-
thunk up the
Quickly
stairs.
cast Ascending too to Jenica as well, so they
And
don't
then come
kill
back.
Trevor.
Sure. Yeah. What do you want to say?
So Jenica, our pet snake is bringing the captured soldiers back. Don't touch him, but help these guys. Jenica.
Very clever.
Trevor, come back
Yes.
once you've dropped them off.
She returns
You
a
is-
message. Okay.
You is dry heaving. She can dig up a body, but she cannot deal with a snake unhinging his jaws.
Do you need assistance? I repeat, do you need assistance?
Do we need help? I think it's better if they stay up there, don't you?
I think we're okay. I mean, I've used up most of my magic, but I think we're doing all right.
I'm just gonna
Xavier
leave-
Xavier comes
command?
back up. I've got the dummy chest.
Oh yeah, protect Xavier. Can you still cast command? Do you have slots for that?
I can cast command at a higher level, so I certainly can. Oh, and probably about that time my duplicate disappears because it only lasts for a minute.
Yeah, duplicate's gone, and you guys have taken out all 3 guards successfully. Good job.
Softkeen will
brains
lean in
and
when I
body.
come down and whisper, maybe when Trevor comes back, he should swallow the dummy chest.
Oh, that's a good idea. And then I can just transform him back into the staff, and then it's like being in a pocket.
I don't think Xavier should carry it. No,
Yeah, I
offense,
don't think
Xavier.
so.
But what?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
But don't we have to
Xavier
get
will prefer
Grimmfang
it.
to use it?
Hmm.
How do we quickly get it out so that we can command Grimmfang to use it?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Any idea?
Grimmfang, let from us.
Any movement on Grimmfang while we're talking?
It doesn't look like any movement from the last position, but Safkeen, Lindell, and Eudora. No, wait. I think just hang on a second. Just Safkeen. A bolt of thunder and light flashes from down below in the darkness, lighting up the room as a bolt of lightning flies out and hits you in the chest. Actually, no. Wait. Make a dexterity saving throw. Sorry.
Oh shit! Oh shit! Oh shit!
It's coming for her chest.
Yeah.
All
You
about
just see a
tests
flash
today.
of light.
Oh, and she's got evasion, so if she succeeds, she takes no damage.
That's right.
Do
So
it,
dex save.
do it, monk powers.
26.
26, no problem. And you've got evasion, so you take no damage, but a huge boom of crack of thunder and lightning rips through and slams down onto the ground in the spot you were standing, leaving a little sizzling mark, and dissipates
gonna
right at the edge of where you jumped back.
Everybody, I'm gonna slam against the wall. Everybody go against
yeah,
the wall, like flat
against the wall. Against the
yeah,
wall.
against the wall, away from the doorway.
You sense they know you're there.
we have an idea that they know we're here.
You hear a voice ring out from in the depths that says, "Bring me what is mine, murderers of my children."
I've got an idea. Jen, does someone have minor illusion?
I do.
I'm going to make another duplicate. And I'm going to put her in the doorway. Can you make it look like she's holding the chest?
I can, but it'll only last for a minute. It's not long.
That's fine. Duplicate only lasts for a minute too.
Oh, perfect.
Okay, and so you
And then she can be
So you
like
can
the
cast the
decoy,
illusion?
and then we can rush in around and then like attack her. Does that work?
Good to me.
Any other ideas?
Safkeen's just gonna
Let's
like
do it.
lift up her ram ring, and if her echolocation is still up, the moment that Grimmfang moves into a space that she can hit with her ram ring, she's gonna do that.
Okay, all right. Meanwhile, what is everybody doing?
I'm gonna slide back just a little.
Okay.
And then
Yep, you move back. Eudora is going to move up a little bit to get more of you guys in the sphere of her influence.
Yeah. Ready, Jen?
Let's do it.
So yeah,
Okay,
so
so you're gonna
Lindell's gonna
cast-
summon a
gotta cast
duplicate.
first. Yep.
Like just outside of the door frame.
Mhm,
And so her and Jen can kind of like get in sync with the magic kind of thing.
mhm.
Jen's
And then she's
ring
gonna
her
make
bell.
the duplicate walk into the door frame, and then just from the hallway, Lindell's gonna try to throw her voice and be like, "It's me, Lindell. I've got the chest. Come and get it."
Lindell, put it down. And as the
Oh, I'm
duplicate
putting the chest down. Yes, yes. There
No,
we go.
bring
Yeah.
it here. Bring it into the darkness and leave it next to the pool.
Okay, I'm going to pick. She looks at Jen like, "Oh shit!" I'm going to pick up the chest. Okay.
pretend to fall down the stairs.
Okay. Ready? So she makes her duplicate like very gingerly pick up the chest and like adjust her hands for however Jen is doing the spell.
It's like going through the chest.
And she turns to one of the stairs.
I haven't
And
cast anything.
1, 2, 3, and Lindell like illusory Lindell tumbles down the stairs.
As
Okay,
the illusion
I-
hits the bottom, Jen's gonna call out "Sima Sanite" and turn it into the chest. So there's a chest at the bottom of the stairs.
Let's see. Let's do a performance check. That's fun.
Oh, that's such a good
The
performance.
performance.
Okay, wait. Do I make it? Do you make it?
I'll let you guys decide if you want to do it together or separate.
What's your performance?
My performance is pretty solid. No, it's not that great.
Can I
It's a
just
6.
give you advantage?
Sure.
Yeah, I think she's got the best charisma.
Yeah.
Already the first roll's not looking too shabby. Oh, even better. So 22?
22. That's pretty good.
Go.
Okay, Safkeen, you don't ping up on any new movement, but you do. As the
Okay.
ornate chest illusion appears at the bottom, what is the range on that illusion?
Oh,
My duplicate has an unlimited range.
Okay,
mine
but
is,
Oh, sorry, 120 feet. Apologies. 120.
mine,
120.
mine is. It's only 30. Where am I?
It's only
Oh, gosh,
30.
that's
So
hard.
Genevieve's would end.
You would have to come closer to make it at the bottom of the stairs, eh?
Well, it's already happened, so I'm going to say that Genevieve's illusion cannot move past the stairwell, but Lindell's can. So that would mean that it's just your duplicate down there, right?
So it looks like she dropped it at the top of the stairs and then falls down the stairs.
And then falls down the stairs.
Yeah, there we go.
You fool! Bring the chest to me.
Oh no, I'm such a klutz. I guess I'll just have to move closer.
Where's Grimmfang? Has Grimmfang moved closer to this door?
Yes. Yes.
Give me a ping of where Grimmfang is.
Grimmfang is now right here.
Oh, still pretty far. About 80 feet in. No, about 70 feet. Not that far. Okay.
I would say with the angle, probably 80 or 90.
But I would say she's within 120, or it's within 120 of us.
It's within 120, yes.
I'll let the group know that so they could cast me spells that are within 120 feet.
Okay, Lindell, what are you doing?
It's getting closer.
Illusory Lindell's gonna like with great dignity stand up and like brush herself off and like take a minute to fix her cloak and like she's just like stalling for time.
What's the DC to know if it's not real?
Let me see here. I'll link the ability. It says you create a perfect illusion of yourself that lasts for 1 minute or until you lose concentration. As a bonus action, you can move it. For the duration, you can cast spells as though you were in the illusion space, but you must use your own senses. It doesn't say anything about figuring out that it's an illusion or anything like that.
All right, very good. So yeah, you get up, you walk back to the top of the stairs sheepishly with your illusion to where the chest is located at the top of the stairs.
There we go. Jen, are we going to move closer? Are we going to try this again?
Is Grimmfang getting any closer?
No.
We're trying to draw her closer to the stair.
Oh, this chest is so heavy. I could really use some help. Oh no, I tripped. It's so heavy.
I'm coming closer.
Okay. You wants to throw her cup into the room because she loves to do that.
Okay. Yeah, you throw your cup into the room. Roll a strength check for me. Are you going to stay put to throw it from there?
I'm against the wall, so I guess you would move as close to the door as possible, but against the wall, right? Because there's
because of the angle, you're going to have to kind of throw it in this direction.
Ricochet.
Yeah, can I ricochet it off of this?
You can certainly try. Roll a dexterity check. Actually, athletics.
Athletics.
Athletics. Just like throwing a baseball.
It's only a 9 with athletics.
It hits the wall and goes pink and just kind of tumbles down the stairs a little bit.
But it goes down the stairs, so where is it?
Right. And it lands. I think you have the same as Torchlight, so I'm just going to use this.
Okay.
It lands right here.
Okay. So that would everybody would see that lit up.
Yep.
Yeah. Then I would hide background.
You sense that Grimmfang moves back a little bit.
Out of the light?
To here. The cup is now at the bottom of the stairs. Grimmfang moved back.
Illusory duplicate is now at the top of the stairs again.
He doesn't like light.
illusory
Shit.
duplicates at top of the stairs.
Yeah. Should
Okay.
we just should we rush her? What should we do?
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Let's
Yu's on the
go.
other side of the tunnel. She's on the other side of the pool. It's on the other side of the pool.
Okay.
I mean,
Cool. All right.
Yu's not gonna go
So-
first, is she? We're all gonna die. Are we in any sort of initiative order?
No, not
We
yet.
can just do whatever we want.
Yep. Combat has
Jeez.
not begun.
Oh my
There's
gosh,
a
I just had a
standoff.
great idea. Lindell,
Go ahead.
before coming on the corner, Lindell is going to cast Disguise Self on herself.
To make us a
Okay.
little dummy chest?
And
So
she's going to
if
make herself look like Mildred Hopsmiller.
you do disguise self, does that drop
Ooh.
the illusory Lindell?
Nope, because it's not concentration.
All right, very good. So yeah, you disguise yourself to look like
For an hour.
who?
I was thinking like Mildred, because then she might be shaken that Mildred came back from the dead or whatever. Or should I do Juniperest so that she doesn't target Juniper?
Oh. I don't know. Why wouldn't she target Juniper?
Well, because like Juniper's the one trying to like undo her. No?
What are you guys doing?
I don't know. I don't know.
She's gonna look like Mildred, just for fun.
Okay, you're gonna look like Mildred.
Yeah, hey, Mildred.
So you change yourself into a tiny version of Mildred.
No, I can adjust
Mildred
my
was
height actually.
You can.
You can make
You're-
yourself be.
You're like 2.5 feet tall, and she's about 6 feet tall.
Well, she
Magic
is maybe a.
wands make my monster grow.
So you're like a 3.5 foot tall Mildred.
Yep.
Oh,
Okay,
Minnie knows.
3.5 foot tall Mildred then steps into the doorway.
Maybe
It was better. It was better in my head, guys. It was better in my head.
Okay. All right, so you all look at Lindell as she tries to change herself into Mildred, but it's a weird kind of dwarfish version of Mildred.
Maybe Grimmfang isn't very good with perspective.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah.
Guys, that's not very good. Come on, we're trying to get. What are we gonna do?
She's
We
doing the
need
best, okay?
Grimmfang to touch that thing.
All right.
Wait, we need her to touch the actual chest, though.
The
Let's just pull
dummy
it out.
chest. Yes.
Yeah, let's just.
Xavier kind of pulls it out of the bag of holding. Should we?
Can he swallow it? Would that count as holding it, touching it? I could throw it
you
at
mean
his
if we
face.
Eudora goes. He has to touch it and will it to come back.
Oh yeah, will it? Yeah, that's right.
Lindell, little Mildred Hopsmiller holds out her hands. She'd be like, I could just walk right up to her and give it to him.
Yeah. Let's try it. I don't know what we're supposed to do.
So
I don't
We
know
just
what
made
this
a
plan.
plan.
This is an option.
Miniature Mildred, Lindell inside, takes the dummy chest from Xavier and walks over to the doorway. Are you going to descend?
What does she see when she gets to the doorway?
What the light is showing you.
Okay, she'll just she still has like Kumo on her shoulder, so it looks like Mildred has like a glowing necklace or something like that, I guess.
Mhm.
And she just like slowly starts walking forward. Did Mildred? We heard her speak. Does she speak in a specific way?
You have heard her speak. She's kind of like highfalutin elf. Stop right there. She's a highfalutin sort of elf. Do you want to say something as you're descending the stairs?
Yes, Lindell is going to try to impersonate Mildred and just basically be like, I've got the chest, you stupid spirit naga, come and get it. And she's just
Leave it by the pool. You sense Grimmfang moving back into the shadows down here.
Okay. I know that Grimmfang is gonna take out Krampus for another round, but I want to blink Krampus into existence and
Okay.
command Krampus to go fly down, pick up my cup, and then fly at where the last point that I saw Grimmfang.
All right, here comes Krampus. So
I want to try to throw
Let me
my cup
put-
as close as I can to the corner Grimmfang's
let
in
me
to light up
put
that room.
light on Krampus. Hang on. So token vision? No, it'll be emitting light.
Well, but the cup is gonna, because once she kills Krampus, the cup will fall. I just want the corner of the room lit up because
I
none
think
of us
it's
can see
is
it.
it 2040 or 3060? I think it's 2040.
For distance?
Yeah, it's torchlight.
40 flying. Oh, my cup.
There. Can you see the light from Krampus? As you move
Yes.
Krampus around? Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, so well, you're gonna have to tell me at what point she knocks down Krampus because I'm flying
Okay,
Krampus at the last point.
Stop right there.
Well, it's
Another
around the
flash of
pillars.
light. Another flash of light and a bolt of lightning. Roll a dexterity saving throw for Krampus.
For Krampus?
And Lindell is in a straight line. So Lindell, dexterity save as you
Oh no!
you see a bright
Sorry.
flash of light from Krampus's direction.
Uh-oh.
12.
Ooh, +3 for the dex. Also a 12. Krampus and Lindell do the same
So-
move.
There's a flash and a burst of light and flame as Krampus is blinked out of existence.
But the light falls to the ground.
Light falls
So
to the
light's still
ground,
there.
so just keep Krampus right there. And then a
Okay.
bolt surges from that explosion point towards Lindell, knocking you backward. And you rolled. What'd you roll? Sorry?
A 12.
12.
Give me that lightning damage.
Let me see what this said. Oh, okay. Yeah, so. Hang on just a second.
Sorry, Lindell. We couldn't see.
Yes, Mildred, the high fluting, got
sorry,
hit by
Anything
Couldn't
you are
see.
maintaining concentration on, you also need to roll a d10.
I'm
see
not
if it stays
concentrating
up.
on anything, am I?
Very
I'm
good.
not.
Then you don't have to.
No, because my duplicate is long gone. It's been definitely over a minute. So
7 and 5 is 12. 12 and 3 is 15. 15 and 12 is 27 points. So you take 27 points of lightning damage. As you guys all see this burst of light and flame, boom, boom. Lindell knocked backwards. Not
you know the
prone,
best
but
part of
just
this?
knocked.
I still have more hit points than you.
I know. That's why I'm coming in there.
The light remains
no
in the
cool.
room, and Grimmfang hisses out from the darkness. No tricks. Keep your
Where's the
filthy
light?
hands upstairs. Leave the chest and go.
The second that Lindell can see Grimmfang, she casts command.
Yay.
And she has no spell slots left except for third, so she's going to cast it at third level.
All right, and the range on that is 60?
60 feet.
Okay, I need everybody to roll initiative. This is your surprise round.
Yay. Oh, I hope you get it.
Oh.
All right, so you cast command at Grimmfang, and what's your command word?
So here, I'll link the spell.
And I just need to
I
know
have
what the
a-
save is.
Lindell is going to be like so burnt out of magic at the end of this.
Oh.
So I linked the command spell in the chat, and she's going to use the command. It's not listed there, but she's
Okay.
going to use the command come as if
Come.
to like
Okay.
come to her and
Yep.
so I would imagine that would be similar to all the other ones where it does the action and then it ends its turn.
All right. So wisdom saving throw. What's your spell save DC? I think it's
Wisdom
I've got it on your
saving
sheet here.
throw. Yes. Yeah. Wisdom saving throw DC 16, please.
16. And what is my save bonus? There it is. Okay. That is an 8 on the die. Plus 2 is a 10. So immediately you see Grimmfang slither up out of the darkness into the light, and that's where we're going to go for initiative. So, real quick, let's see here. Okay.
How long does that?
So
It's her
initiative,
turn.
everybody.
So on her turn, she uses her movement action, whatever she needs to do the command, and then ends her turn.
Yep.
Okay.
So everybody, please post your initiative rolls in the chat on Roll20.
Oh, gotcha.
I just want to see what the highest one is right now, and I'll roll for Xavier.
Probably not mine.
Who is the one who suggested that Trevor take them upstairs? Was that Jen?
Yes, that was.
Or was it
Yeah.
Jen's suggestion, right? Or Seth Keen's suggestion?
Mine.
No, Zafkeen was
I did it.
have to swallow the chest.
Right.
Okay.
Sopkeen, it looks like you're going to be punching people right off the bat.
Let's
23.
see here. Okay.
4.
Eudora's gonna hang back, but I'll roll hers anyway. She got 18.
Oh, she's so fast.
And I know Grimmfangs. Is that everybody?
What about Lindell?
Oh, 9.2 was mine. Sorry. It's just above my command spell.
What
Oh.
was it? 9.2?
Point two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How do you get a point
there's an option on the Beyond 20 kind of thing where it's an initiative tiebreaker thing.
To give you a
So
little
it
Ah,
boost.
also rolls
gotcha.
a point. So if someone else rolled a 9, it automatically rolls a point
9.2.
something for you.
All right. So
I
Safkeen,
gotcha.
you're up first. What would you like to do?
Do we want to pull Grimmfang closer or push Grimmfang away, or does it not matter?
Are you going to spend your turn strategizing with the group?
No,
No.
Okay, you need to act. You need to just run in or do nothing or hold an action.
But
Little
no
Mildred is
punching.
standing there with the chest, terrified as what's happening. That's all she's doing. Yeah.
Don't
Singed a
punch.
little.
We needed to touch. We needed to touch the chest. We needed to touch the chest.
We want her closer. We need her closer to touch the chest.
Yeah, closer.
What are you doing,
No,
Safkeen? Run down or stay put?
Safkeen is gonna stay put.
Stay put.
Even
Okay.
if she runs in,
You want to hold
she
something
can't.
like patient defense or?
She is going to hold.
You can hold like
her.
water whip, or you can hold something if you'd like.
She will. She'll hold her water whip.
Okay, you hold your water whip in case Grimmfang gets close enough and you want to act.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So Grimmfang is next. Grimmfang slithers up and is going to use its movement just enough to approach right up, slithering, and you see now this towering creature up above you. It's got these snake tendrils that hang down in its face and squirm and writhe, and this giant
Oof.
cobra-like body that coils around behind it as it slithers, maybe like 3 or 4 feet in diameter, that tapers down, maybe like a 20-foot long creature that just slithers up. It smells awful, like sewage, as it raises up in front of you, its dark shadow looming overhead. Very different from the vibe you get from Trevor. As the tendrils writhe around and you can see in between the glowing yellow slits of 2 snake eyes peering through.
How far would you say Grimmfang is from me? Is she within 30 feet of me?
Grimmfang is 35 feet from you.
Can I pretend that I shuffled forward a little bit?
Unfortunately, you have to be there, just out of range. Grimmfang comes That's the end of Grimmfang's turn. So the command is just that one round. You see now at the end of its turn, the veil of your command lifts. Next up is, I think, No, Eudora. Eudora's next. She's going to continue to concentrate on her spell. She's going to move forward a little bit to get more of you
What is she
guys
concentrating on?
in range to keep you from being
Her
charmed.
prayer.
Anti-charm.
Prayer.
Ze-
Can't command it? Command it
Yeah,
again.
is she a Twilight Domain cleric?
Eudora.
Like, what is the thing that she's doing to prevent charm?
It is a special ability that is
Oh,
homebrewed.
never mind then.
Let's see.
Is she said she could cast command though? Oh, but I guess we don't want to be charmed.
If she
Command
can
is
get
not
it in
concentration,
range.
which means if she's concentrating, she can still cast command.
Right. Yeah, she's gonna get
Juniper
close.
is a cast
I
command.
want to see if she can do it. Let's see here. Yeah, I think Eudora can do it.
Was it Juniper?
Yep. She's gonna give it another try as Eudora comes up to the entrance behind Safkeen within 60 feet just to get a glance. And yep, it's gonna try and cast command again. You hear
What's she gonna
her
say?
speak the word retrieve.
Oh, good one.
Ooh, that's a good one.
And Grimmfang's gonna roll a wisdom
Mildred
save.
just like holds out the
You're like,
chest.
holy.
And Eudora's spell save DC for that ability is okay. Grimmfang. Oh, that's cocked. Grimmfang rolled a 5. Grimmfang reaches out with one of its, its tail whips around and touches the chest, and it vanishes. And right behind
Yes.
Grimmfang appears
The chest.
a very mundane-looking wooden chest with metal clamps on the outside. And again, it's behind Grimmfang.
Behind.
And the dummy chest is gone.
Okay.
All right, that's Eudora's turn. Next, actually, Eudora's going to use a little more movement to get out of the line of fire. Back there. Next up is, let's see, Jen and you. No, Xavier. Xavier is next. Can I hit it? Xavier rushes up and he's gonna let loose with 2 Eldritch Blasts. Bam, bam.
Yeah.
Let's start this shit off. All right.
Yeah.
So, would one of you guys bring up Xavier's character sheet real quick? Maybe you guys can help me. Let's see. I've got his cheat sheet here. I know he can do 2 Eldritch Blasts.
He does 3 now, doesn't he?
I think it's still just 2.
Just 2?
Yeah, just 2. Right. But I think he gets to roll with advantage.
Concentrate spells.
It's just
Eldritch Blast.
Yeah.
He's now, we're 10th level, so yeah, it's just 2 beams. He gets a
2.
+7 to his attack roll, 1d10 + 3.
I guess he'll do Hex and then he'll do Eldritch Blast.
Nice. Good job, Xavier.
Yep, Hex.
Yeah.
He's concentrating on Hex. He's going to do 2 Eldritch Blasts.
Pew.
That is spell tech bonus is 15 and a 22 against Grimmfang. 15 and a 22. First one misses, but the second one hits, dealing how much damage for an Eldritch Blast? I think it's 1d10. Or is it
1d10
2d10
+ 3. 1d10 + 3 for
Yes.
each blast.
Okay, 1d10
so
plus
if-
3. So that is
for
a
each
6
blast
plus 3,
and then plus hex.
9 points. 9 points plus the hex. What is the hex bonus?
1d6.
Plus 5. So that is 14 points of damage to Grimmfang from the Eldritch Blast. And he's going to step back out of the line of fire and end his turn. So next up would be Genevieve and you. I'll just have you guys go at the same time.
Is Grimmfang still under the command, though? From the second one?
End of the round. So yes, technically.
Oh, does she? So does she technically? So here's the thing. Normally, the command she does on her turn. Is this like something like? Did she use her reaction to follow the command this time, or did she follow? Or is she going to follow the command on her turn?
Oh, so
Good
the
point.
chest hasn't appeared yet.
That's what
Good
I'm
point.
wondering.
It's under the
I will
command
not argue
spell,
if the chest is
so-
already here, but because that's kind of the point of the command spells. It uses up their turn to do the thing.
You know, I kind of made a mistake anyway, so I'll say that she goes ahead and does it. I made a mistake because Grimmfang has legendary actions. She could have negated those wisdom saves, but she didn't.
Oh.
I missed it,
Gotcha.
so I'm gonna say yeah. She went ahead and touched the chest. It's back.
Okay.
All right.
Do you mind if I go?
Oh yeah,
go ahead, guys.
Okay. So Jen's gonna run ahead 10 feet. How do I move again? Click, click. And then from there, maybe 5 more feet. Gonna run ahead 5 more feet.
Yeah, that's fine.
15 feet. And then Misty Step to the chest.
Misty step to the chest. Very good. So you bamf out of existence and then back in right behind where the dummy chest is located. I'm trying to grab you. There you go. There's you. There's the chest. Put you in front. There you go. So you are now right in front of the chest. And that was a reaction to Misty Step.
Yep. Can I grab
Bonus
it?
action to Misty Step?
Or bonus action. Sorry,
Bonus.
Misty
Bonus
Step.
action.
So action.
Yes. Can I grab it? Can I lift that
Yeah.
thing?
It's right there.
Okay.
It's a pretty large treasure chest. Not really
Okay.
something that you'd carry by yourself. It's more like each person grabs a handle.
And Misty Step counts as my spell for the turn, right?
Then
You can try and open it.
Oh, yeah. I'll try that. Oh, wait. Say that. What you were going to say?
no, see if it opens. Otherwise, I'm just going to try to protect you because I have a feeling.
Yeah, I'll try and open it.
Yeah, you kneel down, you throw the lid off, and right inside there you see a dusty cloth-wrapped tube.
Ooh, grab the hookah.
You have the hookah.
Yay!
And then can I run just my last 15 feet?
It will provoke an
Okay.
attack of opportunity.
Damn it. Well, that's fine. I think I need it. So I don't know what distance is on here. There's no. Is this distance?
If you run and
accurate?
hide behind Lindell, she can protect you.
You can
I
go
don't know if I
up
can
and
get behind them.
around. You could, let's see, how far did you move to get to the area where you
15.
Misty Step from? 15.
15 feet.
So if
I've
you've got
another 15.
You've got 15 more? Yeah, you can get behind Lindell.
Yeah, I'm not going that way. I'm running over this way.
Okay, so attack of opportunity, it's going to take a
Sorry,
bite.
guys. Okay,
Bite attack. And you do have protection against poison, just to mention that.
perfect.
Let's see. Attack roll. That is a 16 to hit,
Oh, that
as it
hurts.
gnashes out with its 2 poisoned fangs at Genevieve to make contact. Okay, so please roll a Constitution saving throw.
While
Concept,
it's
that's so
attacking,
great.
could I try to banish it? Because our turns are at the same time.
Banish is touch, is it not?
Nope.
Oh, is it?
It's a
It's not?
range.
No, it's within 60 feet, right?
I will say you'd have to duck
Wait,
out.
we're at the.
You're
Yeah, I'll move. I'm just watching it because we're at the same.
But you can't move until you're. Oh, you're at the same time. That's true.
We're at the
Yeah, we're
same
at the same
time.
time.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, it did make contact. That already happened. You take
Yeah.
Poop.
6 points of piercing damage. And how'd you do on your Constitution saving throw?
Okay, that's my con with the modifier added, right?
Yeah.
Is my con,
yes.
a con roll plus the modifier? 18.
That's correct.
Hey.
18. The save is. Oh yeah, you managed to save against that. So you would take half as much damage when you succeed, but because you have protection against poison, you take nothing.
Oh,
You just take the piercing damage,
yay. Okay, which is
Yay.
6.
Yay.
which is good
And-
because it was a lot. It was 66 poison damage.
Ooh.
Okay.
So you managed to negate it all, but you
Whoa.
do take the bite damage as it gets
Yeah.
a
Wow.
hunk out of you, but you dash off into into the light near the cup and
Yep,
end your
that
turn.
was- Okay.
Now you are going to point and banish.
Yes, I'm gonna try and banish. It's a charisma saving throw. So as I'm watching that thing attack, it's pointed at her. Then from behind, I will try to banish it.
All right. So banish is what kind of save? Charisma?
Charisma, which I think it has a high charisma, but we'll see.
You know what? Legendary action. It's going to choose to succeed anyway, but I'll roll. It rolled a 20 to save anyway, so it doesn't need to use it. It saved.
That jerk. Then I'm moving back behind this pillar. Bye bye.
Okay, yep.
Okay. I
Yeah, you dash out, banish, dash back. It manages to resist.
David, can you do me a
Next
favor?
up.
Can you
Yeah.
clone a lamp into the hallway where you and Xavier are, just so I can see in there?
Yeah.
Thanks. That would be
Cloning
helpful.
a lamp.
Thank you.
Oh, I stretched it out all weird.
I love a stretch.
Oh,
I
well.
made it a weird line. There we go.
There,
Thanks.
can
Just
you
just
see up
in
there?
time. Yeah, I just
Okay.
wanted to see the people. That's all. Thank you.
Very
Yeah.
good. Next up, I think is Lindell, 9.2.
Yep.
Yep.
So Lindell is going to.
Yeah, you're staring at this creature. It's looking at you.
Yeah, she knows she has like not much magic left at all. So she's gonna strafe around to this chest, which is open. Is there anything left in the large chest?
Roll a perception check for it.
Okay.
Of course she's trying to loot the chest when she's in mortal
Well,
danger.
Who knows?
Or
She grabbed a
investigation.
she grabbed a
Whichever
clothed
one.
object. It might not be the hookah. It might be something else.
Yeah, perception or investigation, whichever one.
15 for perception.
Perception. Yeah, it looks like there is money in there.
How much money?
It's not worth your life.
You see the glint. You see the glint of silver and gold,
Oh my god.
but you have no idea how much. It's just loose.
Okay, but definitely no like hookah-shaped implements.
Only what Genevieve is carrying, which is a tube-like object that is
Okay.
wrapped in cloth.
Lovely. So that was 10 feet to strafe around, and then she's going to use another 20 feet to get right up to Jen. And as she's
attack
running
of
up,
opportunity.
actually, she already used her reaction for an attack of
That's
opportunity.
right. Already did. Okay. Yep.
Thanks, Jen. So as she runs up to Jen, Jen, you would see Lindell starting to make the symbols and hands and casting the spell Dimension Door.
Ooh, perfect.
And she holds out her hand to Jen for the hookah and be like, "Do you want to come, or should I just take the hookah?
Me too.
You want to come too? Okay, grab my hand." And as Jen grasps Lindell's hand, she casts Dimension Door,
Mhm.
and she is going to go. Is the surface within 500 feet? Like, how far down are we?
Yeah, it's within 500 feet.
Okay, she's gonna go all the way back to Jenica or Jerica or whatever her name is.
Jenica. Tell you what, roll me a D100 real quick.
If not, she'll just go straight up. Like I just
If you
don't
wanna
know
go
how far
straight
we've
up,
come.
You bamf
So-
with Jen and the tube wrapped in cloth to right in front of the Flatland Brew House. You're now on the dock.
Perfect. Yes, perfect. Yes, perfect. So yeah, grasps her arm and
so-
poof, they go through the
Yep.
portal. I like the idea of there's like some kind of like awesome like slide kind of thing as she like slides along and then grasps Jen's arm.
Okay, you guys are now gone.
Gone.
Oh, boom.
So yeah,
You hear very
Safkeen,
faintly
Xavier,
in the
and you
distance.
would all see
Good
them
luck,
just
everyone
go
else.
poof.
I'm out of magic. Sorry, bye.
Yeah, door opens up, they walk through, it closes. Done. Grimmfang hisses loudly. I will kill all of you.
And she still has the dummy chest under her arm.
Okay, so you have the replica with you on the docks. Very good. Next up is Juniper, who's gonna rush forward, push past Safkeen and down the stairs. Yep, the best she can do is acid splash. She's so weak.
She had fire or something,
Oh
right?
no, wait, Melf's acid arrow. We can do that. Sure, that works. Acid works. All right. Let's see if she hits. Yeah, she hits. So that is 4d4, and then 2d4 next turn. Yeah. All right. So 4d4. She takes. Ooh. Nice. 12 points of acid damage, and then another 2d4 at the end of its next turn. Cool. And from there, she's gonna dash this direction. Oh God. Okay. All right. Next up is lair action, I believe. Nope. Safkeen's first.
No. Woo.
Hey, Safkeen's gonna run in, and she's not scared. She can't be poisoned. She doesn't fucking care. And she's going to try and slice Grimmfang with her sword that she's just got back.
All right. Very, very nice. So, the sword. Oh, do you even have the sword equipped though?
I do.
Yeah.
Oh, you do. Okay, very well. All right.
Put
Yeah,
it
go
in.
ahead and roll to attack as you rush forward.
26.
It works.
Wow,
How much damage as you slice through the belly of the beast?
She does 9 points of damage.
9 points. Very good. All right. Yeah, a little bit of ichor starts to pour from the wound as it recoils.
She's going to try and spend a key point to see if she can make it stunned.
All right. So what kind of save is that?
Con save.
Con save. All right. Rolling the con save. 11 plus 2 is 13.
Ah! Yeah, just
Just saves.
But that's
All right.
okay.
Succeeds. Not stunned.
Smack it again with her sword.
All right. You slash back the other direction. Go ahead and roll to attack.
Not as good. 14?
14 misses, unfortunately. So you swing wide.
That's fine. She will flurry of blows it.
All right. Flurry of blows. You, with the one hand, just give it a 1-2. Another key point there.
Can I count my unarmed strike as a melee weapon? Or not?
Yeah, yes, I think so. I think so, because you're a monk. Sure, why not?
Okay. Just gonna hit first. And then
Okay.
Where's my actions? No bonus action. Okay.
Yeah, bonus action. Let me pull your sheet real quick.
Woo!
See if I can
Woo.
help out. Because there is a lot you can do, Safkeen.
26 to hit.
How much? Sorry?
26 to hit.
Oh, 26 hits, no problem.
What?
Go ahead and roll damage.
That is 9 points.
9 points of damage. Very nice. As it looks a little bit bruised.
It's gonna cast off another stunning strike.
All right. So that is a. Let's see. Con save. That's a 7, but it's going to use a legendary action to resist.
Meh. Can I hit it again with my second flurry of blows?
No, unfortunately, well, did you roll damage? Because it's just one flurry of blows, isn't it?
2
And it's
unarmed strikes.
two hits. Oh yeah, another unarmed strike. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. 11 does not hit. Boo.
Yeah, 11 misses, unfortunately. You swing wide.
That's fine.
He begins to rear back to lunge for an attack.
Nech.
All right, so that's off Keen's turn. You gonna stay put?
Yep.
All right.
Oh,
So
no.
now it is layer action. I need. Let's see. I need everyone to roll a wisdom saving throw as the eyes begin to emerge from the tendrils wafting around its face. You, Xavier, Eudora, and Sofkeen, and Juniper all have to make a wisdom saving throw. I'll go ahead and roll for the rest. You, how did you do? And Sofkeen, how did you do?
I got a
Not good.
12.
12?
I've got advantage against spell saving throws. So do I get advantage on this? Is she casting a spell? spell?
It's not a spell. It's an ability granted by her being in her lair.
Okay.
Saf got a 6. So she's
6.
failed.
God!
So you and Sofkeen both fail, but everybody else saves. Rolling really well today. Okay, so
Oh boy.
each of you take 1d4 psychic damage.
Okay.
So let's see here. That is 2 apiece. You each take 2 psychic damage as you feel Grimmfang pierce into your minds, and that 4 HP begins to heal up a little bit of Grimmfang's wounds. All right. So that is layer action. Next up is Grimmfang, who is going to go for Safkeen. Let's see here. It's going to use another legendary action to make an extra attack against you, plus its 2 bite attacks. So it's going to make 3 bite attacks against you. Let's see here. I'll just roll all 3 at once. Smash, smash, smash. That is... What is the plus? So that is a 16, a 24, and a 27.
Yeah, they will hit.
All hits. Okay, so 3 bites immediately. Snap, snap, snap on Safkeen as you feel the poison begin to surge through your body, but you're not affected.
Ooh.
You shrug it off, no problem, but you do take bite damage.
Can Saf in like a badass way, if like she feels the poison going through her mouth, can she just like suck it up and just spit it in Grimmfang's face?
Yes, you can. Grimmfang.
Yeah.
All right, so that is going to be a lot. 32 and 5. 37 points of piercing damage.
37 points.
Yeah, 3 bite attacks from a massive snake creature.
Pulling.
Okay.
Be dragging.
And that's
his
without the
body out of
poison.
here.
It's a good thing you're immune to poison.
Yeah.
All right, so that is Grimmfang's turn. It's going to... Yep, that's it. All right. Next up is... Who is next? I guess Genevieve and you go at the same time.
But Genevieve's up top. She's not in combat anymore, is she?
Well, we have a way to get back into combat, so don't count us out of initiative just yet.
Right. Okay. So you're closer, so I'll say go first.
Woo! You will step back out. And because I'm more concerned about getting Soft Keen away from that thing, I'm going to skip banishing it and cast Wall of Force, which is my last 5th level spell. But instead of making a wall, I just want to make a sphere around her, Grimmfang.
No bubble.
Yeah, I want to put her in a bubble.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You. I don't think there's any.
So unless you can there's no save unless you can counterspell it.
No.
Like that.
It happens.
So,
Yeah. Grimmfang
It happens.
strikes out again, but hits a force wall.
Boing.
In response to that, is going to use a reaction to coil up, becoming slightly ethereal in its coiling form. You can see through it now, as if it is partly
Okay.
in this plane and partly in another.
Right, but the force wall it extends into the ethereal plane, so it
Yes, it
can't
does.
move through it.
All right.
Ah!
So,
I hate snakes.
Lindell, Genevieve, what's going on up at the surface?
Are we close to the hole that we went in originally, like where we first dropped down into the sewer?
It's around the corner of the Flatland Brewhouse down the alley.
Okay.
So
Then
that's
I
where
wanna
Jerica
unwrap-
is.
I want to unwrap it and look at what I grabbed from the chest.
Yeah, you unwrap,
better be work.
and there is a very ornate glass pipe with metal fittings on it that have like gold filigree that kind of wrap up this very ornate glass shaft. And from it are these like fabric and sinew pipes that look very old and kind of brittle, with little mouthpieces on the end carved of a very nice fine wood.
I'm going to suck on
It
a
looks like
pipe
a hookah.
and rub the shaft a little bit.
You suck in some air.
Okay. All right, this isn't going to work. We should get this to somebody who knows what to do.
Okay.
It'll work.
Should we? Do you think the others will be all right? Like, do you think they can like kill the spirit naga by themselves?
Juniper knows how to use the hookah, so maybe she can wish it away.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
technically,
Lindell,
I could
you're
bamf
technically up
to
next,
Juniper
so, yeah.
and then bamf Juniper back here.
That sounds
It's
ideal.
cracking. Out
Hold
of
this.
nerves.
She passes Jen
Hold
the
the dummy
replica
chest.
chest.
Yeah, Jen's like, okay.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Oh.
That's my
So
turn.
you're gonna bamf. You're gonna bamf back down.
And then Liddell will use another 4th level spell slot to dimension door back to Juniper's last known coordinates.
Last known coordinates. You saw her dash
Yeah.
down the stairs, I do believe. I think.
She would move into melee. I thought she was like. I haven't been looking at Roll20 because I've been like trying to type
Okay.
up what's been happening.
There. So you bamf right next to Juniper, and she just kind of looks over. Ah!
Lindell's like
Lindell's
huffing and
getting
puffing,
over it.
like she's never cast this much magic in the last 10 minutes. Like,
Yeah, you're getting spent quick.
And
Yeah.
Lindell looks up at Juniper and be like, "We have the hookah. Hold my hand." And that's the end of her turn.
Oh.
And I guess she'll move as far away. She'll move as far away from Grimmfang as she can with her movement. So I guess she'll move
Okay,
like to there.
Yeah, down this way. Okay.
Can she move behind the pillar by chance at all? Is that within range?
Yeah. I mean, you could move 30 feet.
Okay, yeah. So she'll bounce
So
behind
anywhere
beside
around-
Juniper, and she'll run behind the pillar just to get out of
cover.
vision, to get cover, right?
Yep.
And she'll hold out her hand to Juniper and be like, "We have the hookah. Grab my hand, quick!" And that's the end of her
Alright.
turn.
Okie doke. Next up is Juniper. Oh, I didn't go for Xavier. He's gonna Eldritch Blast a couple more times. But how does Force Wall
can't.
work?
He can't. Nothing goes through the wall. So
He doesn't know that.
No, he Xavier.
Blam blam.
Don't waste your magic. Oh, come on.
Yeah, they strike off
It's
the
like
bubble
Emperor.
and kind of go up and hit the ceiling. Some ceiling tiles fall and dust.
I'm
Oop.
just holding it. Xavier, we've got this thing for 10 minutes. Stop shooting at it.
Okay. Get me some
Just-
samples.
No.
Okay, that's all for Xavier. So next up would be Juniper.
Also,
She takes one look at Grimmfang and then a look at Lindell and a look at Grimmfang. I want to kill it.
So you could just wish and then it's dead, and then you don't have to.
Ah, fine. She runs over and touches your hand.
Okay, so
Yay.
on my next turn.
Easy to convince her. All right, so yeah, on your next turn, you guys will bamf away. Next
Well,
up.
I might have changed what I'm doing on my next turn. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
okay. All right.
No, no.
Next, I think, is Safkeen, top of the round.
So
So that force wall, it also
Grimmfang-
pushed you away,
Mhm.
Sufkeen. You would technically be pushed back a little. Sorry.
Yeah, you bounce off of the wall.
You bounce off the bubble. Yeah. So
Yeah.
you're.
the Grimmfang's in the bubble.
Yeah,
Mhm.
Grimmfang's in the bubble, coiled up and kind of ethereal. And
Okay.
you just saw Eldritch Blasts bounce off of a bubble.
Okay, in that case,
And I'm.
Safkeen will. Where's the map? She will skedaddle.
Come on, come up the stairs.
Skip. She can't like reach through it at all, does she? Right. She wanted to try and get a
Can't- no.
scale, Xavier, but never mind.
Okay. Yeah, you back up off the stairs. Next is
You might have some poison on you. You can give him.
next
you
is
have any-
layer action, but how does Force Wall work with the layer action?
I mean, I guess she can still wait.
Yeah, I think everybody will still have to make the throw.
An invisible wall for. I mean, I don't know. It just keeps spells going from. Spells can't pass through the force wall, but I don't know how layer spells work.
It's not a
So-
spell. Yeah, it would work. Go ahead and everybody, except for Genevieve, roll a Wisdom saving throw. Xavier
19.
fails. Eudora fails.
24.
Juniper saves.
Ooh,
24.
16.
How much?
16.
16. Everybody saves except for Eudora and Xavier, who take 4 points of damage each, which means Grimmfang gets 8 back. All right. Next up is Safkeen. What are you doing? Oh no, sorry, that was layer action. Next up is Xavier's next, right? No, Eudora. Okay,
No.
Eudora is going to I think I'm gonna go get the troops.
I can only hold this for 10 minutes.
10 minutes is plenty
So-
of time. Let's get them down here. The soldiers can finish the job. So she bamfs. She's gone.
Oh,
Whose turn is it next?
So after her is Xavier, I believe. Yeah, 14 is
Here, no,
Xavier.
because I haven't gone since Xavier shot his blast though.
Yeah, I forgot to do
He's-
him last time. I skipped
Oh,
him.
Okay.
So yeah, Xavier goes right before you.
Xavier, go loot that chest. It's totally safe.
All right. So he's gonna move down there. I don't think he can quite get there.
Oh, I didn't know he was up behind us. Oh,
I
he's
think
not
his
behind
movement's
us, he's in front of
40.
us.
I think his movement's 40. Hang on a second.
Didn't
He's in-
Lindell
wait.
have a look into it after Jen?
Yeah, there was gold in there. David, Xavier's here. This is Xavier.
Yeah, I know. I just moved him a little bit. He was behind you guys.
Oh, okay. I didn't know.
It was 44
Listen.
feet to get there, so he can't quite get there. But he can get.
Oh, if I know
no, wait.
that-
He can use his action to dash.
Oh, well.
Yeah,
He
there you go.
dashes down there. Okay. Okay, so he's down there, but that was his action, so he's just down there. Yeah, he kneels down next to the chest and reaches his hands in to start scooping out coins. There's money in here. All right, next up is Genevieve and you.
I'm just gonna talk to Safkeen. Are you okay? That thing bit you a lot of times.
Yeah, I'm alright. Been bitten by worse.
Gosh, let's just stay away from it. I think I saw Juniper disappear. Is she down here? Because I wouldn't have seen. We didn't see or you did not
No.
see Lindell appear, right?
Nope.
Juniper.
Only Juniper did. So you comes down the stairs a little bit.
Just a couple steps. Yeah, looking around. Juniper.
She has. You see her dash behind a pillar.
Oh, who? I thought Juniper
Juniper.
went with Lindell.
You
There's
never
nobody down
knew
here, I
that
thought.
Lindell came back. So Yeah.
I
Right.
haven't bounced
Oh,
back
you mean
yet. We're still
earlier.
hiding behind the pillar.
yeah, it hasn't happened yet. Not until Lindell's turn.
Oh, okay.
Genevieve, you're up on the dock and you're carrying the hookah and the dummy chest.
I'm just
And you
gonna
hear-
squat down, like. Ugh. Yeah, go ahead.
You hear troops start to rush up and around the corner, starting to flood into the sewer area.
I'm still just gonna flop down on the ground, put the chest down, and wrap the hookah back up.
Okay.
And sit there.
All right. Very good. So next up is Lindell, I believe. Yeah,
Lindell will peek around the pillar, see that Grimmfang is in the force bubble,
Mm-hmm.
be like, I was just gonna take Juniper up to Jen so that we can, do the wishes and stuff. Do you want me to turn Xavier into a T-Rex or a giant ape before I go? Or should I just take her and leave?
Quit trying to steal the gold from him.
No, but just because then he can beat up Grimmfang easier. I don't know. No?
I don't
Fine.
Will a T-Rex fit in here?
Don't worry.
Oh yeah,
think-
we'll make it fit. No, I thought it would be fun. I should just go.
Go
I'm
use
just gonna
those
take
wishes.
maybe.
Yeah,
I'm just
Go
gonna.
use those
Can you turn me into
Okay.
a real boy?
Oh.
Who's saying that?
Xavier.
I can turn you into a massive, huge, hairy boy.
I'll take it.
Okay,
No,
she
then don't take
uses
it.
her action to cast polymorph
Uh-huh.
and transform Xavier into a giant ape.
All right.
Nope.
I'm just going to use Frankie. It's an ape
I have the giant
version
ape
of
statistics actually right here.
Frankie. All right. So
I
an
pulled
ape,
it up in
a giant
preparation.
ape version of Xavier that kind of looks like Frankie appears.
That's what
And she wants to make it as real as possible.
Just
Come on.
And
getting
it's
ready to
actually
beat
quite
against
smart.
the fourth wall.
So yeah, and he's like that for the next
The li-
hour.
The Liberty Guard's gonna think we're not taking this seriously. Are we getting paid for this? Is any?
Carry money? I mean,
Yeah. Did he just drop all the money because he's an ape now?
Okay, so you guys
Yeah.
have about maybe 9 minutes and 54 seconds left before the force wall drops. What would you like to do? We're going to go out of initiative order.
Okay, Lindell's
does
gonna bounce
Xavier
back to
have
Jen.
the money or not?
Hey, you in trouble?
What's that? Sorry?
Does Xavier have the money or not?
Xavier is now a giant ape just beating on the
Position.
force wall.
Little girl.
But
So he's not holding the money anymore. Safkeen will just go and grab the money.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
you go
let's-
down, you get into the chest, you grab the money. Go ahead and add
You want-
200 gold
Gorilla.
pieces and
Woo.
20 platinum.
Woo!
you wants to do a
Really good
circuit
idea.
around the room and
Yep.
look kind of loot the room. I'm gonna
Investigation
investigate the
check?
room. Yes.
How long do you want to take?
Just 3 minutes. I just want
3
to walk,
minutes. Okay.
to do a circuit.
That's about the time it takes for Safkeen to gather up all the money out of the chest.
18 on investigation.
18. You do find the remnants of some guts and some body parts that are kind of scattered around the
Ooh.
room. It looks like they are wearing armor that is similar to the armor that Carlton Clarence and the others were wearing.
These are dead guards.
But otherwise, you don't find anything but the smoldering remains of egg sacs that you guys burned long ago.
Hmm.
I have a question about those body parts. Are any of them centaur parts?
Yeah, they said
No, none of them are centaur parts.
That'd be too easy.
I mean, you guys don't know this yet, but when I was in Otherweir, I did ask if centaurs were real, didn't I? I asked somebody that specific question. I'm still looking.
Okay. Yeah, you don't really find anything else of note in the room. Just the chest with the gold inside and some body parts.
I just come back around to the stairs and wait.
Okay.
Up here.
All right. That's where you will end. You've got about 7 minutes left. Anything else you want to do before the force wall goes down?
We're upstairs.
Not really.
upstairs.
Maybe Safety will take a little bit of the water from that pool in case it's
Okay, yeah.
magic water.
Collect a little bit of the water. Sure. Go ahead and we'll say it's one sample of fresh water. It's nothing special.
Okay. She'll give it to Xavier when he's not an ape.
Yep. It's still a solvent he can use. So that is that. Around this time, you start to hear echoing down the sewer the footfalls of armor and soldiers approaching.
Well, I don't think we wouldn't leave Xavier as a giant ape down here by himself until the soldiers arrived.
Okay.
And
I
then,
mean,
You guys want to team up and just surround it and hold action, or what do you want to do?
well, I mean, we're waiting. Isn't Lindell gonna? Aren't they gonna use a wish? What?
Well,
aren't
what's
we
going on
waiting
upstairs?
Which were Juniper and
So
Lindell.
yeah, so
and
Lindell
Jen
looks
to-
over her shoulder, polymorphs Xavier into a giant ape, nods as if job well done, and then she turns back to Juniper, holds out her hand, and she uses her last 4th level spell slot to bamf back to the surface.
Okay. You bamf back to the surface, and there is Genevieve sitting on the dock.
Good.
Jen's
Hookah.
be like, I could write a good song about this.
I couldn't get it to work. I tried. Juniper? Do you know what to do?
I don't know what to do. It's a.
Oh, for serious?
I mean, I don't know. I don't smoke.
The
Hey,
point
Jen's
was
gonna start
he
knocking
brought
on
you
it.
here so you could use it to wish him away.
Oh,
Do we need to
I mean,
put
didn't really
tobacco
think
in
about
it and
that. I
smoke
don't
it?
know.
Like, is that what we need to do?
I'll use to. Hold on.
Do you
I
have a
think I can do
light
this. I
or
think I can do this.
tobacco?
I do. I have matches. Hold on.
Okay, Juniper,
First,
hold it and just rub it a little bit. See what happens if you rub it.
Okay.
I did that already.
Oh, right, you did that. Sorry, yeah,
Nothing?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
She picks up like the hoses and puts all of them in her mouth. It's not doing anything.
Oh, good.
I don't know.
Come back to me. Hold on. I think I got an idea. So Jen's gonna look. Is there like a little place where you would put something in, like a little pouch? Is it on top or on the side? Can I investigate, perhaps?
Yeah, you can investigate. Go ahead and roll an investigation
Oh
check.
my god,
I will give you guidance
Okay,
as you do
investigation
so.
check with guidance. By about this time, the troops are now down there. They start to surround the force wall.
Guidance gives me advantage, right?
Guidance gives you, advantage, I believe.
Just one d4, not guidance.
sorry,
Sorry,
1d4.
not advantage.
Yeah.
Just 1d4. That's
Okay.
enhance ability.
Yes.
All right. So that is 15 for investigation.
Okay. You see there is a place to put tobacco in there, like a little cup that it goes in that's off to the side of the main tube, and then coming from it, these tubes that you smoke from. It looks like there are 6 of them.
Lindell or Jen, you should cast sending to Charles and tell him to run really quick and bring some of his pipe tobacco.
So Jen, you notice that the filigree looks like it forms some kind of a calligraphic text that wraps up around the glass tube. What languages do you know? Let's see here.
I got Common, Deep Speech, Elvish, Orc, and Sylvan.
No, it wouldn't be any of those. No, you can't read it. Juniper also can't read it. Lindell?
You
You
have
just-
the magnifying glass.
Halfling and
Common.
Halfling.
Okay. All right. Yeah, none of you guys can read it, unfortunately.
3 minutes have gone by. That snake.
should we try to attune to it? Like sometimes, like if you attune to the thing, then you know how it works.
Takes an hour.
Or who has the eye of reading?
The looking
You
glass
does.
of Leomor? Yeah, either
Yeah.
you or Xavier. I can't remember. I think it was you.
Yeah. Xavier has it right now.
Oh, Xavier has it.
Xavier's a giant ape.
Xavier's a giant
ape.
ape. So.
Yeah. So
With
Lydia
a
probably
tiny
has
little
it.
bag of holding backpack.
Can't use any spells. Get out.
Oh my gosh. I love.
But he can punch, like he can punch 3 times, and it deals like 25 points of damage each time
Yeah.
he punches.
That's not
Like
what
he
we
can
do
just
right
like.
We don't need you to be attacking right
Okay,
now.
well, just for the sake of brevity, we'll say that the force wall eventually does fall after 10 minutes, at which point all of the troops and the giant gorilla and you and Safkeen, everybody that's down there just pummels the life out of this thing as it is coiled up, kind of phased in and out, and eventually it expires.
Yay.
Can I?
But
just
but
try
then
to-
our 3 geniuses upstairs still can't figure out how to use the hookah.
I think
We're gonna go to a smoke shop.
Can I just suggest, Lindell, that we go back to the house because at least we know it's protected and we could keep it inside there without it falling into our own hands.
Maybe
Yep, but we're going to have to walk. Is that okay? Mhm.
I mean, we can take our time. Let's go.
Oh, just a moment. And she telepathically connects to Trevor and be like, I need a ride. Can you come pick me up at like the corner of whatever?
Of Harbor Town and other
Yeah,
harbors.
exactly. Of Dock and Harbor Town.
I like the 3 of them are up there just like messing with this hookah, and then Safkeen and Xavier and me are like shooting off spells and punching. Xavier's smashing things.
Meanwhile, down in the sewers, it kind of erupts into cheers as all of the soldiers raise their swords and they're. So Eudora says, "Quickly, we need to get the hookah and prevent its return."
Well, that would be up there.
That would be up top. I think they've already taken the hookah.
Okay, so you guys are gonna make your way back up.
How long is Xavier an ape? Xavier!
For 1 hour.
Okay, so we're gonna lead Xavier up.
You can dispel it, like, or you can send me a message.
Xavier leans down and looks at you and pulls out something from the bag of holding and holds it up. In his giant hairy fist is a tiny little vial of Eidolon ash.
Nope, don't do that. No. Dispel. I dispel magic. Dispel.
Oh, he goes back to normal. So you take
Ah.
it? All right. And he joins the rest of you guys. You make your way back up out of the sewer. You can see now there are more soldiers rushing down. Some of them have already notified them that the creature is felled. Jenica is patting her guys on the back. She says, good job, everyone. And thank you. Short expectations.
We're going home now. Are we getting paid for this? Was this a paid job? I can't remember.
You'll need to talk
Prudence
to
said
the
something
council.
about payment, maybe? I didn't remember. I'm very tired.
You'll need to speak with the council. I'm sure they'll arrange for something.
Speak to the council, they always say.
We'll clean this mess up. Just make sure that thing doesn't return.
Oh my gosh. Lindell runs up to Safkeen, grabs her robes at the front. The gold! Did you get the gold? There was gold in the chest. Did you guys get it? Did you get it?
I got it. Are you all right?
I have gold.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, good. Well, that's what matters. Okay.
Just pushing her. Let's all power walk back to the mansion.
Okay, so you guys are going to make your way back to the mansion. All right, very good.
I've stayed 2 hours longer than I said I was going to. 2 hours longer. I have to go do
Oh
work.
no, I'm so sorry. Thank you, Brian. Okay, so you guys make
That's a
your way
good
back to
pickup
the main-
point.
Yeah,
you,
we can stop here because
you get back inside and you have the hookah. Everybody's with you, including Dream Speaker Eudora and Juniper. And we'll pick up there next
Okay.
time. Good job, everybody.
Love you. Bye, Brian.
Bye, Brian.
All right. So
Good job, guys.
I have
Yay.
2 spell slots left. 2.